to get down. Comcast, which owns NBC, has never really explained its left-wing posture, but obviously that will continue. Back after this. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked your home title? Scammers are targeting your equity with just a single forged document they file at the county. So don't wait until it's too late. Find out if you are already a victim today. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com and use promo code BILL to get a free title history report, plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny.
Freedom Fighter Vic, how are you?
I'm good, baby. How you feeling?
Better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ken today has his double protection on. He's got his glasses on, the sunglasses on top of it.
Oh, hey, I'm glad you alerted me to that now. How long have we been together this morning? How long?
Well, you haven't been on camera yet, so don't worry about it. What are you worried about? But you know what? You look like your cartoon. You know your little cartoon?
That's true, actually.
You look like the fighter pilot. Yeah, put it on. You look like the fighter pilot. Kataline coming up in a bit. We had some problems in Clayton, some Jew-hating stuff she's going to hate to talk about, but we're going to have to. Fake news today at 9:25. You're going to die. I swear to God. When you hear Nicole, you're going to die. Nicole Wallace from MSNBC. Michael Letts, InvestUSA.org is his website. They try to buy some bulletproof vests for police officers. And he works in law enforcement with the Trump administration. And he's got a bombshell just waiting to light the fuse and go.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about those shootings that were on that base recently.
Yeah.
With the 5 service members.
Yeah. Porcelli's Deli today, Ken, we're going to take a trip to Memphis. You okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. An Iraqi war veteran, Ryan McDermott, is going to talk about, just veterans and VA. And, the VA should be one of the most important departments in any administration.
You would think.
People who go and put their life on the line for us, and we just treat them like crap. Stan Clement, Mr. Tree Whisperer, is going to be with us
from Roots Plus
at 11:05.
The Tree Whisperer, I love it.
Yeah, and we'll do some chat box, of course. Ken, who's going to do the Pledge of Allegiance for us?
Yeah, the author of Terrorists at the Border, Charles Marino.
Go ahead, Charles.
All right, good morning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, famished. Spoiling in front of my computer, I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
Now, Ms. Vito, being an expert on general automotive knowledge, can you tell me what would the correct ignition timing be on a 1955 Bel Air Chevrolet with a 327 cubic inch engine and a 4-barrel carburetor?
It's a bullshit question.
Does that mean that you can't answer it?
It's a bullshit question. It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
Your Honor, I move to disqualify Ms. Vito as an expert witness.
Can you answer the question?
No, it is a trick question.
Why is it a trick question?
Watch this. The Chevy didn't make a 327 in 55. The 327 didn't come out till 62. And it wasn't offered in the Bel Air with a 4-barrel carb till 64. However, in 1964, the correct ignition timing would be 4 degrees before top dead center.
Well. She's acceptable.
She's acceptable, Your Honor. What a great line from her. And I, we talked about it on Monday, so I wanted to give that to you today.
You know the best word in the whole speech? However.
And don't forget 1964.
1964. And like I said, my husband has this thing he does because he loves it.
Yeah.
And every time, you can see him portraying guys all over the country going,
because she
so
knows all that.
on.
Yes,
they're so
right,
turned
right,
on. Just turns them on.
And my favorite part of that is actually when she's going to start to do it, and then Joe Pesci says to the kid, he goes, "Watch this.
Watch this."
Yeah.
There is something about a woman who knows that stuff.
That's right.
That just turns men on. I can understand.
So
I'm not one of them, but I can understand.
My wife is.
How cool is that?
Not to the point of, tap dead center or anything like that, but when things go wrong with the car, she jumps right in there, she fixed the blower motor.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You tell her for me, you go, girl.
So if you go to Facebook and go to our station's page, there's a picture there of me and my wife, and she's handing it's in front of the steps that I made. There's those steps that I made, Ken?
No, you mean the ones that Jessica made?
Yeah, those. We're standing in front of the steps, and she's handing me a hammer, and I got to look on my face like, what does that thing do? I don't know what that is. It's pretty funny.
What is your are you do this publicly? You're allowed to say what your Facebook thing is publicly? What is it?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
It's NewstalkSTL page.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a personal page. It's News Talk ST. I think I can find that. Okay.
But if you look for Yo Vic, Yo Vic 7, you'll find it eventually.
Yeah. That's my page. That's not
the personal page. Yeah, the personal page. I'm just saying.
Same thing
you
as
don't
your
care.
Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So why the 7? Any reason?
Oh, yes, Mickey Mantle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mickey Mantle was my baseball hero, and I got to see the last few years of his career. My dad and my Uncle Jimmy took me and my cousin Richie to Yankee Stadium. It was a doubleheader, and I saw Mickey Mantle hit a home run left-handed in the first game and a home run right-handed in the second game. So
baby, I didn't know.
So
that's great.
Everything's about 7 with me because of Mickey Mantle.
I like 7s and 3s.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Odd numbers like me.
I want to ask that question real quick. I know we got a lot to cover, but Karen, number 3. Why do you like number 3?
I don't know. But
incorrect.
I like
the correct answer is Babe Ruth.
You know what?
I like. Oh, Babe Ruth. Was Babe Ruth number 3?
Yep.
How about that?
Well, that's not my reason. I was going to ask because my favorite number is 3.
Oh,
and I think it's more on another level. I don't know what it is. It's always been with me.
What do you mean another level?
It's just a 3. It's
spiritual thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
Some kind of thing. Even
feel
when I was
like
a little
it is
kid.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And Matt Holliday, I think, was number 3.
With us, he was number 7, actually.
She loves him.
Really?
When he played for the Cardinals, he wore number 7.
I loved Matt Holliday. I love the holidays.
So just another little bit of Yankee lore, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
The Yankees were the first Major League Baseball team to put numbers on the backs of the jerseys, and the number signified where they were in the batting order. Babe Ruth batted 3rd, Lou Gehrig batted 4th.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I know when I lived in New York, it was bizarrely politically incorrect to be a Yankee fan, especially around a Mets fan.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I've always been a Yankees fan. Always.
Me too.
As far as I can remember.
My dad used
to
take me to an old timers game every year. So I saw, you ready for this? Everybody get jealous. I saw Joe DiMaggio run on the field in the uniform with number 5 on the back.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Very
you know who was my favorite player when I was living in New York?
Who?
And I didn't know he was from Colorado. I had no idea. I was a fan of Goose Gossage.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Relief pitcher. Yeah.
Loved him.
Yep.
Loved him.
How about that?
Yeah.
Karen's a baseball fan.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Let's get serious here. Stop screwing around. Here we
Do
go.
we have
Stop
to?
screwing.
You know me so well. You said she's going to hate to talk about it, and you're right, but we have to.
But you're who else do I bring this up with? The guy that does the roots in the trees? He's not going to.
Yeah, and I did post about it,
Okay.
and I was heartsick when I saw that happened in St. Louis. It was happening everywhere, and we do have to talk about it.
Just to
I'm thinking deeply about it.
fill everyone in.
Yes,
There was
please.
some arson, some cars were set on fire, death to the IDF, Jew hatred writing in the street. And it's another piece of we hate Jews. I mean, I'm sorry this happens. I'm sorry I have to
It's
say this.
happening everywhere now, and it is escalating at a terrifying degree, at a very frightening degree. I am still processing my own kind of reaction to it. So I think I'm going to be on a bit of a journey because, I want to do more than just watch and wring my hands. And I also, I want to look to certain resources that I have yet to look to. So with that said, I thought about it a little bit when I heard you say she's not going to want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah. I know.
And then I thought, if I could say anything before I've done some of that soul searching, and the soul searching isn't what did we do wrong? I cannot tell you the number of people, not tons of them, but people have come to me and asked me to explain Jew hatred. I don't think it's up to me to describe it. We wonder as a people, and we're not always a collective people, but we are a collective people. That's one of the frustrating things. We wonder too. And we can look at spiritual reasons. We can look at secular reasons and a lot in between. At the very core, it's religious and ethnic hatred, but it goes beyond that because it's been so incredibly endless and I can't think of the word, ruthless. When people are willing to kill themselves in order to kill you, that's on another kind of level of hate. And so I would appeal to non-Jews. I don't know if I have a right to do that, but I am. To look at the propaganda you're being fed, withstand the propaganda, and ask yourself, why is it all turning around now? I have had at least 2 people I have known 25 years who are reading General Flynn and Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and a whole bunch more, and looking at it, and it is touching deep held historic biases that are now the taboo is out of the closet. And we did talk about this a little bit, and it's like an evolving thought process for me. And I'm beginning to look at and ask myself 2 things. There's a lot of money being flown, whatever, into these commentators, and I hate to use the word influencers, who deliberately want to exploit long-held prejudices and Jew hatred and suspicions that people have been lying about for years because there was this taboo. I appeal to them to ask yourself, why now? Why is the taboo off, and it is now perfectly okay to be open about your Jew hatred, and why you think, and it's just endless, why you think the Jews all over the world are now, it's okay to hate them all, and you can hate them. This thing about the Khazars, I started looking into it. It's more Jew hatred, that Ashkenazi Jews are not legitimate Jews. There's so much propaganda out there. Ask yourself if this is not the same propaganda that the radical left, Iran, Soros, and many others are doing in order to divide this country. And you will be a useful idiot if you fall for it, number one, and you fall for lumping all Jews into the same bucket, which you never did with maybe any other group, but now it's okay to do it to the Jews. And further ask yourself, as I continue to write, and I'm sorry to be like this, but the canaries are singing as loud as they can. We have always, I've said it, we have always been the canaries in the mine shaft. Does it mean that we are greater victims than anyone else? No. What it means is that whatever the reason historically, Jews have been the canaries in the mine shaft. And you have to listen to those canaries, because if you fall for this hate, this viciousness, this ugliness, and you do not, please God, stand up for the Jewish people, then you're next.
I just wanted to say, Karen, that you need to be just like you are, on the offensive. And, I know that these people you just mentioned, those names, I don't know, even want to re-mention at this point, are saying the things that they're saying. But I also believe that you have Democrat leaders that are on the forefront of causing this problem. I believe that they are saying the things they're saying. They don't belong in this country. They don't belong to lead American people the way they are. And they need to be stopped. And raising your voice like you just did will move that along.
I get all hot and bothered, to be honest.
Let me tell you something else I thought about, and it's important, and it applies. It's applying to me personally and to the Jewish people on a greater level, but it applies to us all. And that is, when you see that kind of hatred and bigotry that, of course, fraudulently the left lectured us about just so they can open the way to instilling and inciting exactly the kind of bigotry and hatred they wanted to do, then it's easy to fall prey to these collectivist broad brush notions.
Yep.
And you saw that I tweeted Leo Terrell,
yes,
who made a wonderful shift in standing up publicly for the Jewish people and against this atrocity in St. Louis. It's happening all over Texas. It's happening everywhere. And if I allowed myself to lump all Christians or all Gentiles or all non-Jews, because I grew up being told, be very, very suspicious. They'll smile to your face and stab you in the back.
That's right.
Sadly, some of that is true. But if I fall prey to that, then I would not have believed a righteous Gentile in the Holocaust who saved Jews. And there's a whole wing of Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Israel, that pays tribute and thanks for righteous Gentiles who stood up for Jews, knowing full well that if they did not only did they know it because it was the right thing, but they did it because they knew that this poison, this virus, this cancer was going to destroy Europe, and would have. We were just the canaries in the mine shaft.
Yep.
And it's happening today. I talked about that. It felt like Kristallnacht all over
yes,
again.
That's right.
And that's what they're trying to do deliberately, because the next step is everybody else.
All right.
And
so
please stand up.
Your whole thing there, this answer to this question, answer to the last question, is why when this story came out yesterday, Ken and I were in our boss's office, Jeff, and he's showing us the story, and he goes, "Isn't tomorrow Thursday?" And I was like, "Yeah." So sorry, but you're good at it. You're so great at it.
But you inspire this in me. I did talk radio for a very long time, not such a long time, not as long as you. But when I did, my dream was to do talk radio. I love it. I especially love call-in talk radio. And all I ever did with my Jewishness was to joke about it, to be open about it, but not to get into these things at all. Not to talk about the really deeply held, not only fear, but passion and pride that I have. And you brought that out in me. And even I've told you this before. I'm grateful. I wish like hell that it wasn't so necessary today, but for whatever the reason, if I can do a tiny little bit in order to speak from my heart and my soul, then I guess it's for me to do.
Well, I'm here to help. What can I say?
You do.
Just a couple more quick things, and then we got more fun audio for you.
Good.
But a suspect has been taken into custody for this. So let's just talk that real quick. Tonight, I don't know if you know this, Greg Gutfeld is going to be your guest on the Tonight Show.
Wait.
Me neither.
I'm taking caffeine. So
I'm
I
so
can
I am so nervous. I just hope everything goes well and Greg comes out looking great. All right, so
Good,
little more
yes.
piece of audio from you from the same movie.
The car that made these two equal length tire marks had positive traction. Can't make those marks without positive traction, which was not available on the 64 Buick Skylark.
And why not? What is positive traction?
It's a limited slip differential which distributes power equally to both the right and left tires. The 64 Skylark had a regular differential, which anyone who's been stuck in the mud in Alabama knows. You step on the gas, one tire spins, the other tire does nothing.
That's right.
That's right.
Everybody, not
Is that
even-
it?
No, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
You see,
There's
when
more.
the left tire mark goes up on the curb and the
There's
right
more.
tire mark stays flat and even, well, the 64 Skylark had a solid rear axle. So when the left tire would go up on the curb, the right tire would tilt out and ride along its edge. But that didn't happen here. The tire mark stayed flat and even. This car had an independent rear suspension. Now, in the 60s, there were only two other cars made in America that had positive traction and independent rear suspension and enough power to make these marks. One was the Corvette, which could never be confused with the Buick Skylark.
No way.
The other had the same body length, height, width, weight, wheelbase, and wheel track as the 64 Skylark, and that was the 1963 Pontiac Tempest.
There you go, Karen. That was all for you.
She deserved that Oscar.
She did. She did. She was great. All right,
That's
listen.
wonderful.
Have a great weekend. We'll catch
I
up
shall.
on Monday.
Well, actually,
All
no.
right, darling.
Wait, what?
No, next week is it next week you're not going to be here, Karen?
Next week.
Yeah.
All week?
Yeah, she's off for
What,
for a
two-
couple yeah.
Neither day?
I'm off for a
Right.
couple
Oy.
weeks.
Yeah.
I'm off for a couple weeks.
Can you have your rabbi call us or something?
At first, I got to get him to call me.
No, we'll wait to have Karen back.
Oh my God. No Karen Kataline next week. All right, Karen, we love you. Thank you so much.
All
Be
right.
careful on
Love
your
you
wherever you're
too.
going. All
Have
right.
fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Karen, what am I supposed to do? She hates it.
She knows.
And
she
she's
knows.
so great at it.
Yeah.
All right. Fake news coming up next on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Some of these protesters hold up signs proclaiming gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. News Talk STL.
First thing in the morning and pretty much all day.
Live and local. 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
The Napoli heritage of fine dining continues with Napoli Kirkwood. Napoli Kirkwood, now open. So add that to Cafe Napoli in Clayton, Napoli 2 in Town and Country, Napoli 3 in St. Charles, right next door to Napoli C. And don't forget about Napoli Brothers Pizza and Pasta in the district, Chesterfield Valley. All of those locations, plus now, open Napoli Kirkwood.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Hey there, Tim Jones here. When life changes, you need someone you can trust. That's Todd Sivia. At Sivia Law, they're dedicated to helping you through all of life's transitions, specializing in estate planning and elder law. With 7 convenient locations in the area, expert guidance is always close by. Call 833-995-WILL, 833-995-WILL, or visit CiviaLaw.com. Don't forget, first 10 people that tell them Tim Jones sent me get a free $300 strategy session. Sivia Law, helping you protect what matters most.
News, analysis, opinion.
This is a 100-year catastrophe, and it's just so horrible to watch.
There have been some 850 rescues.
What happened? Why did it happen?
1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Whoosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, it's Tom Shalhoub. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Thanks, Tom. Herbie Hancock. My daughter, Ken, she's a musician, She plays out in a lot of places in St. Louis, Venice mostly. She was at some outdoor festival, and she played a set early on in the festival, so she had this backstage pass that she can go backstage all the time. And she writes to me, sends me a picture and a little note on Facebook. She goes, "That's Herbie Hancock." So she was backstage watching Herbie Hancock play. Are you kidding me? She's the Forrest Gump, not me.
No, she's just taking over after her dad.
Yeah, I guess so. She's little Miss Forrest Gump.
Right.
Maybe we'll do that for a deli one day, how my daughter is absolutely part Forrest Gump. All right, Ken, the struggle is real. What are we fighting?
We are fighting the fake news.
Right.
It's fake. Fake news. Phony. Fake.
Fake news. There it is. That's why Ken's the singer and I'm not. Okay, so Nicole Wallace on MSNBC. Ken, we're going to have to play this twice so we can stop it the second time around because every third word is a not factual statement.
You mean a lie?
That, yeah. All right, go ahead.
Some more news breaking this hour to tell you about. Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered a grand jury investigation into the so-called Russiagate conspiracy allegations made by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. A senior Trump administration official confirms to NBC News. That investigation was first reported by Fox News. These are unsubstantiated and largely debunked allegations by the Trump administration that former President Barack Obama and his aides in the intelligence community ordered a probe into the 2016 Trump campaign's connections to Russia to ruin his chances of becoming president. The source tells NBC News that a letter signed by Pam Bondi instructs an unnamed federal prosecutor to begin presenting evidence to secure potential indictments, although it is unclear what the charges would be and exactly who the grand jury will be targeting.
Well, first of all, Vic, did you ever have that relative that's sitting at the table and you're talking to them and they do not want to talk about something? And they just go, yeah, well, you just got to talk about it. Okay, fine. That's fine. If you want to do it, we'll just do it. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah. Can I say something else that she sounds like? You're going to have to play this again. Okay.
Yeah.
She's drunk.
Yeah.
Play the beginning.
Okay.
Some more news breaking this hour to tell you.
She's breaking this hour.
She's drunk.
She's Kamala.
She's Kamala. We don't have any more room for bottle drinkers in our,
we don't.
in our
we don't,
stream, though.
I'll make an attempt.
So that was number one. She sounds like she's drunk. Go ahead.
Some more news breaking this hour to tell you about. Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered a grand jury investigation into the so-called Russiagate conspiracy allegations.
So-called Russian? I mean, this part of the story is so old. It's such old news. We found out when President Trump was president the first time that wasn't true, that he did not collude with the Russians.
They will not let it go. They're not going to let it go.
Made by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. A senior Trump administration official confirms to NBC News. That investigation was first reported by Fox News. These are unsubstantiated.
Can I stop it there?
Yeah.
Was first reported by Fox News. Do you think that there's a message there?
Right. That's right.
It was first reported. Exactly.
Right. Good.
And largely debunked allegations by the Trump administration.
Okay, stop. Nothing's debunked. Okay. The only thing that's debunked is that President Trump did not collude with the Russians in the 2016 election.
But that's not debunking.
Well, we're talking about apples and oranges. Okay.
Okay.
What is debunked is that he did not collude with the Russians.
Right.
What is not debunked is that Obama did it.
Yeah.
Nobody's debunked that. I hate that word, by the way. I'm not using that word anymore.
I hope we talk about this again because I have a conspiracy theory that's probably true.
Got time?
Well, my whole thing about this is I was just thinking about this morning. Remember the tarmac thing with Bill Clinton and
Valerie Jarrett?
Loretta Lynch.
Loretta Lynch. Right.
okay, so they got on. She gave him information, but that she couldn't get to him by phone, so they had to do that. And this whole thing was happening at the time when it was against Hillary Clinton, right? All the evidence was against Hillary Clinton. Everything,
emails,
everything was against Hillary Clinton.
Murder.
Suddenly, it flipped.
Yeah.
So why did it flip? Because of the message that was given out by the Obama administration against Trump. That's the only reason why. Why did they do it? Because everything was going against Hillary, and they did it to flip it.
That's a great observation, Ken. And I remember they just said, "Oh no, they talked about grandkids and stuff."
Such a lie.
Yeah. So anyway, can I say too that she is such. Ken, you did it for you read teleprompters, right?
Oh yeah, I made my own.
I mean, you have to be able to get the inflection right to speak. It doesn't. You're not supposed to sound like you're reading. It's supposed to sound like you're just speaking.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that you know what it comes from? Show prep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Everything that I ever read on a teleprompter, I wrote.
No, in her defense, this was a breaking news thing.
Okay.
This was not in the teleprompter already, but
Vic,
she should be a professional enough to be able to make it sound like she's just speaking.
But as we've demonstrated here, she had enough time to get the inflection she wanted.
Exactly right.
She had enough time, so she had enough time to read it. She read over this.
But I think and I did a little bit of teleprompter stuff. Charter, I used to do these things for Charter. They were like infomercials, I guess. They were like 30-minute infomercials. And you did a ton of it. I think either of us could have got through that with the right inflection and made it sound right.
Oh, yeah.
Off the teleprompter.
Yeah, it's all about reading ahead. You know,
It is. It really is.
Reading ahead and 3 sentences ahead and preparation.
All right. Are we done with that?
Not if you want to finish it. We can.
Okay, let's hear what she's got.
Yeah.
That former President Barack Obama and his aides in the intelligence community ordered a probe into the 2016 Trump campaign's connections to Russia to ruin his chances of becoming president. The source tells NBC News that a letter signed by Pam Bondi instructs an unnamed federal prosecutor to begin presenting evidence to secure potential indictments, although it is unclear what the charges would be and exactly who the grand jury will be targeting.
Okay. The charges will be treason. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And why don't you go read Dan Bongino's book called Spygate? Because he was the first one to talk about it, to write about it. And Spygate is all about that.
And Vic, this information that they had against the Democrats was so scathing, so bad. It was going to not only damage the Obama administration, but the whole Democrat Party for decades if it would have come out. So that's why he shifted. I mean, it was masterful. If you think about what Obama did, this was masterful.
Mm-hmm. Now, he did an interview. Was that an interview with NPR?
Yes.
The hour-long
Yes,
interview?
it was. Yes, it was.
So it shouldn't shock you what you're going to hear, but we'll play that for you next hour. So be sure you're here for that because you don't want to miss it. And now the other thing I wanted to say was what you're saying, will it collapse the government? Because our next guest has some evidence that might collapse the government, and that is Michael Letts.
Okay.
From Invest USA.
Yeah.
So that's all the time we have for fake news.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake. Fake news. Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Oh, and you sing so well with that.
Yeah, sure.
It's great. You recorded it like
Come on,
that,
Herbie
too.
Hancock's on, man.
I know.
You're not supposed to talk to Herbie Hancock.
I'm sorry.
All right, Michael Letts from Invest USA. He's next on 1019 941 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh.
Yeah, baby.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
We have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
Correct! Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hi, we're the Democrat Party. Let's accentuate all the mistakes we've made.
Right.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump. Ken, can you tell me how many illegal migrants came over the border?
In 2024?
No, just last month.
Well, 2.8 million in 2024, 0 this month.
Answer my question, okay?
Okay.
How many illegal aliens came into this country last month?
Negative.
0. How many came in the month before that?
0.
And the month before that?
0.
So, I mean,
I think you were 7 before that.
I think we nailed it, you and I.
Yeah.
When they said, when Corinne Jean-Pierre I was listening to us play when we used to do that crazy thing with her. And I was like saying, our plan is working. It's all great. And then I was like, oh my God, their plan is to let them all in.
It's working. It's working.
And then Mayorkas testifying in front of a committee, Congressman, we inherited a broken immigration system. It was broken because it didn't let people in.
Right.
God almighty. All right, stop that. Stop it now. Chris Cooper, our great friend. I think he's coming in soon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He is just a great guy. And when you sit down with Chris, you realize that you're going to like this meeting that you're having with him, because it's not going to be a meeting. It's a visit. It's a visit to his living room is what it looks like. Got the fireplace, the TV, coffee table book, all the Seinfeld stuff. And then when you drive home, you're going to say, hey, honey, I just realized we learned something about our money from Chris on who we're going to leave our money to. Certainly not the government or the medical or care community. And nobody's bashing the medical or care community, by the way. They do great work. They're expensive, right?
Yeah.
But your children or the charity of your choice. Okay. That's the way to go. Chris has all the knowledge about that, and he's got that unique way to get that knowledge into your head from his head. And he also has a book called Serenity. I'm sorry. It's called The New Holistic Retirement. You can get it at serenitynowtax.com. Radio show Sunday mornings at 9, which is,
it has Fun with Finance all over it.
So much. So that's what it's called, Fun with Finance?
No, it's Serenity Wealth Now.
He's going to end up changing, that, right?
Yeah.
Or subtitle. Serenity Wealth Now with Chris Cooper. So get your book, serenitynowtax.com. Serenity Now, Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
The 5th Annual St. Charles Jewish Festival is Sunday, August 10th from 11 to 2:30 at the Lewis and Clark Boathouse parking lot. Join us for a vibrant celebration of Jewish life and culture. Experience world-class Jewish music, savor delicious kosher cuisine, and enjoy family entertainment. From a massive bubble party to cultural crafts, a petting zoo, and inflatables, there's something for everyone. For more info and to secure your free ticket, visit jewishstcharles.org/festival. Come celebrate, enjoy, and be inspired.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense, science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Joe DeVito, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL. We've already had our 2-drink minimum. How about you?
Thank you, Joe DeVito. Reminder, Greg Gutfeld is going to be on Fallon tonight. My wife told me to just calm down and relax and don't worry about it, but I'm so nervous about it.
Oh, I'm not at all. I think it's going to be great.
I think so, too. He's not going in there to coalesce to anybody, though.
No.
He's going there to tell it like it is.
What do you and I talk about on a daily basis, Vic? Be on the offensive. Stop with this defensive crap.
He heard us.
He did.
Son of a bitch. He heard us.
That's right.
And now he's going to do it.
That's exactly right.
That's fine, as long as it gets done.
I know.
All right, let's talk to Michael Letts from InvestUSA.org. Michael, welcome back to the show. How are you, my friend?
Always a privilege to be with you, Vic. Good to hear from you.
So listen, the thing you told us that will cripple the government. We'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, there's an investigation going on that the Obama administration started the whole Russia collusion thing at the behest of Hillary Clinton. Shouldn't that collapse at least the former government?
It will, and it ties into what we're talking about now, which your question that you're going to raise. All this is coming together. In fact, I just heard from, I can't remember, one of the congressmen said, it looks like about half of them up here are going to be in some deep, I won't use the word he said, but some deep trouble.
So, Michael, we have to ask
I said it takes some time, but it's coming.
Okay.
Justice is here.
You know, I was going to say, because people say, well, when are we going to get this news? Because a lot of this, the mainstream media won't even be able to avoid, right?
So they'll try to avoid what they can. Here's my concern. So let's just cut straight to the case.
Yeah.
As I had people asking me, was this going to be justice for all? That depends a lot on our judicial system, because quite frankly, we can get the indictments issued by grand juries, but then you come into the whole process, Vic, about, okay, who's going to try it? What lawyers are we going to get? How are we going to postpone it? What communities are we going to claim, et cetera, et cetera. I think that we're best off, and I know I'm getting an ear. I don't know that I've got a decision yet, but I believe this deals with national security. This is what our Constitution envisioned the need for a military tribunal for.
Wow.
You'll get justice with the military tribunal.
Wow. So I believe with the, trying to upset the 2016 election, saying that Trump colluded with the Russians, I think that's kind of treason, isn't it?
Well, it goes a step further. I'm not so sure that maybe I don't know what the American public has and hasn't heard. I'm trying to make sure they get the truth, but I don't know how well that's getting out. Let's very quickly go over what happened. Of course, they created a false investigation called the Russian election interference. Of course, we know what the results of that. Everybody tried to interfere with American elections. They do it every 4 years. Big deal. Nothing ever happens. They never get anywhere with that. They did that to cover up for the Russia Gate. Russia Gate was simply this: let's make sure that Trump doesn't get into office. So let's see if we can eliminate him being elected in November. And how do we do that? Let's paint a negative light. Let's make it look like he's a criminal, that he is an espionage, that he is somehow ineligible to hold office should he be elected because he is a criminal and guilty of federal offenses. That didn't work. Now, here's the kicker that I don't know that most people realize just yet. President Obama authorized this himself. We can't get away from this. We have the documents, okay? I'm not going to give you any hearsay.
Okay.
It was Obama, Biden, and of course, his entire staff, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Clinton, Hillary was in on this as well. They authorized Operation Silence. The Operation Silence was to be executed in December of 2016. And what was Operation Silence? Here, and let me just quote President Obama. Donald J. Trump poses enough threat to democracy that his elimination is justified. They were going to take him out. They put together the Black Op teams to do so. They empowered them. They moved them forward. A week and a half before the execution was supposed to take place, word got leaked by some nervous whistleblowers, and they had to scrap the operation. I can't think, Vic, of anything more pertinent to national security than the elimination of your commander-in-chief.
Of course, yeah.
And
so I think Tulsi Gabbard is doing
that qualifies under a military tribunal,
right
easily.
Right. I think Tulsi Gabbard's doing a great job. I think she's the one who's finally saying the things that we've been saying, but now she's saying them officially, right? And she said that this isn't Clapper's first screw up.
James Clapper was on the team that created, that manufactured intelligence assessment that led to the Iraq war, about the Iraq WMDs. He writes about it in his book, saying that he and his team of intelligence analysts created something that was not there.
So
when you look at his actions then, and you look at his actions in 2016 as Obama's director of national intelligence, you see someone who has no problem whatsoever politicizing and manufacturing and weaponizing intelligence for a political outcome.
I think James Clapper was the worst national security advisor this country's ever had.
Ever, yeah.
So James John Brennan was the worst CIA director.
Yep.
And it's a toss-up between Comey, Wray, and Mueller on the Bureau.
So these guys, Comey, Clapper, Brennan, they have already lied to Congress, right? And
they have. That is correct.
And never any consequence whatsoever, right? So if they, as it is, Bill and Hillary are going to have to testify. They've been subpoenaed, and they can't even take the fifth, right? So we can catch them both in a perjury plot.
That's correct. This is going to be very interesting. You know, let me throw this else out. Your listeners may find this of interest. Where do we stand? Well, of course, you know, now we referred these over to the AG. AG referred it to the Bureau. Bureau vetted it, verified it, sent it back to the AG. AG formulated a grand jury. One appears to be in D.C. and one appears to be in Florida. Of course, Florida is where the majority of the action will take place because that's where you can get the fairest trial. You're not going to get a grand jury with our 95% Democrats that will do anything. We're squatting in D.C. However, how did we get to Florida? Here's what your listeners should get a chuckle and a kick at. You remember the raid on the documents in Florida?
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago,
yeah. Authorized that?
Yep.
And you know why you know what the raid was for, what the documents now show. What we just talked about Operation Silence?
Yeah.
They discovered those documents were missing, and they figured that Trump had taken them with him to use them down the road.
And
so
Michael
determined to go to Mar-a-Lago to recover them.
And Michael, we talked about that, and also the burn bag. If you remember that recently coming out, some suspect that that's the information that they were looking for that they couldn't find.
That is correct. It wasn't all the information, but that was a good portion of it.
Okay.
So now you understand why they decided to go to Mar-a-Lago. Big mistake, because now they transferred the jurisdiction from just being in D.C. to Florida, to Mar-a-Lago as well. They're going to pay for that one.
All right, Michael. So we're talking to Michael Letts from Invest USA. By the way, we'll give you some information at the end of this conversation and how you can help donate to buy bulletproof vests for police officers in the United States.
And first responders, yeah.
And first responders. So, Michael, this other story that we ask you about every time that you brought up, that you said you had receipts for and invoices and all that stuff.
They have logs. Yes, they have the files. That is correct.
And you said it will collapse the government. It
will remove a large portion of the members of our legislative branch. Will that actually collapse the government? Put it this way, it's going to have a big hit.
It's going to make a mess. It's going to make a mess. So
make a mess. I think that's the best way to say it.
And I think a lot of people out there, especially conservatives, want a mess. They want to straighten this thing out.
And what kind of crimes are we talking about?
You're going to see everything. This is why I've had people just today. What's going on with Epstein? All of it ties in. Okay, whether you're talking about Russiagate, whether you talk about Epstein, whether you talk about child sex trafficking, it all ties in. It is all one syndicated criminal network. Those are the kind of crimes you're talking about. You're talking about money laundering. You're talking about fraud. You're talking about child sex trafficking. You're talking about drug trafficking. You're talking about insurrection. You're talking about treason. It all ties in. It's all one big happy family.
So, good.
No, I was just going to say, in reference to all this happening right now, Michael, it also ties into Barack Obama, who has kind of a problem right now. Let me ask you about this because of his immunity that he has. That also puts him in a situation where he cannot plead the fifth. Correct?
That is correct.
So when they question,
he loses his immunity if he pleads the fifth,
and if he lies, he'll be in a Mike Flynn situation. Correct?
Oh.
That is correct.
All right.
Ken's got this figured out.
He's got a tough road. He's for the two things you just talked about. But let's carry it a step further. If this needs to go to a military tribunal, remember those applications are different than a civilian court, and his immunity just went bye-bye.
Wow. So this sex trafficking, Michael, is not just about Epstein Island, right? Sex trafficking goes on all over the world.
Just to be very, very, very blunt, the sex trafficking is a major syndicated criminal network that Epstein was a small fraction of, who happened to be able to use it. Not him, forget his name. They used it for intelligence agencies, not just the American intelligence agencies, worldwide intelligence agencies used it for control and to manipulate blackmail governments. That's what's got everybody so scared. It just doesn't apply to what's going to happen to the United States. Wow. It doesn't matter what will happen globally.
All right, Mike, let's talk about getting bulletproof vests on cops and first responders. How do we do that?
We're going to need them. We're going to need them. They go to our website. That's investUSA.org. You can make sure. And here's the important thing. Our first responders need to know that we've got their back.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, it appears now that they're trying to create a great divide in America, that bring additional violence, trying to once again paint law enforcement as a bunch of thugs that don't deserve to have a job. Let's show them that we're going to back them, even if you could only give $1. That's fine. Let's make sure we give what we can to show our first responders, thank you for your willingness to put your life on the line to make sure that I can keep mine.
Michael Letts, InvestUSA.org. Always great. Michael, when you hear this thing is going to break, please call us and let us know, okay?
And I will tell you, for your listeners, we will be giving you updates, but this is not going to be it breaks tomorrow and it's done by Saturday. This is going to take years.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we trust you, Michael. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you, Vic. God bless you. God bless America.
Yeah.
Hey, God bless you, Michael.
This is
Thank you.
Enormous.
Yeah.
And he can't say what he can't say.
I know he stops sometimes, and you can tell.
He has said what he can say.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, yeah.
is pretty damaging.
Right.
And people think sex trafficking, Epstein, there's so much more. There's so much more happens at the border every day under Biden.
And what we try to do, Vic, is we know that he can't say things, but we can ask him questions based on our knowledge of our research. And then he goes, yes or no, and that's all he can do. But
he's never skirted a question.
No, never.
All right. So Barack Obama kind of outed himself a little bit. When he spoke to NPR in December of 2016. Yeah, we're going to let you hear some of that.
A little bit.
At 10:05, next break. Let's take a little bit of time out here for news, and then we're back with this Obama outing of himself. He can go blind from that, He can go blind.
He can.
All right. And we'll be back in a bit on News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh. Jamie Ullman here with the great Eric Swanson of Newstetter's Fine Jewelers, Dorothy Ferry, and Big Ben. Tell me about Wow Diamonds.
Wow Diamonds. We call them that because when people come in and look at the diamonds, everyone says, wow. We feature those in natural diamonds, the mine diamonds. They're perfectly cut, polished, and proportioned. Not all diamonds come out of the cutting process the same, and ours are perfect. That's why they're called Wow Diamonds.
Newstetter's Fine Jewelers right there at Dorothy Ferry and Big Bend, wowdiamonds.com.
Planning your next adventure? Head to Landell EE Clothing Store in Wentzville and gear up for less. Whether you're hitting the beach or the slopes, we've got you covered at prices that won't break the bank. Find us at 12680 Veterans Memorial Parkway, just west of Highway A off I-70. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Landell EE, where adventure meets affordability. Stop by today and discover the bargains waiting for you.
Hey, it's Tim Jones. Chris and I are hitting the road. We're off to Israel next week. Believe it or not, we convinced Chris to go back.
This time, News Talk STL is teaming up with our friends at Newsmax for a full week in Israel. Tim and I will be checking in on all our local shows next week, in addition to doing our show direct from Israel a few times. And I'm hoping this visit includes fewer missiles and more meals.
What is really going on in Israel, we'll tell you firsthand all next week.
News Talk STL and Newsmax teaming up again for Mission Israel, exclusively on News Talk STL.
Simply Health with Dr. Brian Deloney.
Make sure to join us this weekend as we dig into thyroid truths. We're going to really be debunking the myths that surround thyroid and weight gain and really look at what is actually driving the problem. So if you've been feeling the fatigue, losing hair, got the energy issues, have all the symptoms, and even if you've been medicated or not, and you're trying to fix it, make sure you're there.
Simply Health, Saturdays at noon on News Talk STL. To find out more about Simply Health Integrated Medical, log on to simplyhealthintegrated.com. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Sour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Russian President Putin says he hopes to meet next week with President Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. The news comes on the eve of a White House deadline for Moscow to show progress toward ending the 3-year-old war in Ukraine. Mr. Trump says he is encouraged by how talks aimed at ending the war have been going lately.
We've made a lot of progress. And as you know, we put a 50% tariff on India on oil. They're the second largest. They're very close to China in terms of the purchase of oil from Russia. But so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but we've had very productive talks today.
And President Trump's wide-ranging tariffs are in effect as of today. Goods from more than 60 countries and the European Union face tariff rates that range between 10 and 41%. The president threatens to slap steep tariffs on imported technology.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge. So I just want everyone to know that.
They are hospitalized in stable condition. 5 soldiers from Fort Stewart, Georgia, expected to recover. They were shot on base yesterday, allegedly by a fellow soldier.
We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team.
Brigadier General John Lupus there, heard on WJCL. The suspect is in custody, and there's been no word yet on a motive for the attack. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 234 points, while the NASDAQ trading 112 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You work hard, you build wisely, your home has become one of your greatest assets. If you're staying put this summer, this might be the perfect time to put that equity to work, whether it's funding a second home, helping your kids get their start, or simply creating more margin in your financial life. Mike and Brian at Fellowship Home Loans are the only ones I trust to guide you through it. They've done loans for my family. They tailor every loan to fit your goals. Fellowship is a direct lender and operates with your best interest in mind. If you're looking to access your equity through a refi or exploring a HELOC for some cash this summer for a second property, or maybe tackle those updates you've been putting off, start with people you trust, people I trust. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, equal housing lender, NMLS number 819382.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
A stray shower or thunderstorm possible today, but the rain will not be widespread or long-lasting. So the focus continues to be summertime heat and humidity. Partly cloudy this afternoon, 94 for the high. The heat index climbing to about 98. Muggy tonight, too. Slight chance of a storm, only dropping to 75 for the low. A tick or two hotter on Friday, up to 95 under mostly sunny skies. The heat index tomorrow touches 100. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour, ready to roll. We're going to talk to Ryan McDermott. He is a Iraqi war veteran, recipient of the Bronze Star, and author of an award-winning book called Downriver, Memoir of a Warrior Poet. And, how long have we been talking about the VA are not taking care of the veterans? By the way, VA stands for Veterans Administration.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to 2016 when President Trump started the process of stopping what they were doing so wrong in the VA.
And before 2016, it was just a mess.
It was
just
a horrible mess, yeah.
So we'll talk to We'll talk to Ryan about that coming up at 10:41. All right, on the DELI coming up at 10:25 about our little trip to Memphis that we made many years ago. So, Barack Obama back in 2016. This is a month after the election that President Trump won, in between the time that he was elected and when he was inaugurated in January. So this is after an interview. Explain what's going on.
Yeah, this is okay. He's in an interview with NPR. It's an hour-long interview, and he said everything. He really wanted to get ahead of what was going on at the time. And then this was what we talked about earlier, Vic, is that you have basically a candidacy that went into shambles. It was a shambles. It was Hillary Clinton's candidacy. It was her running for president. And they felt that not only was it going to destroy her career, but it was going to destroy the whole leadership of the Democrat Party based on everything that was happening at the time, which was all the emails, the private server, the Blackberries that they had, all the information that they had that they should never have done anything with, that they could have all been thrown in jail for. And I'm talking about all the leadership in the Democrat Party. Now, at that point, Barack Obama said, and this is what, this is basically a lot of people on the right saying, okay, here's the way we've worked it out, and as to what they probably were thinking at the time. Barack Obama said, look, I need to get ahead of this. I'm going to get on NPR, which is at the time, if you remember, NPR was their wing, man. It was their propaganda wing.
Always has been.
And it was being paid for by our tax dollars, and he was using it to basically fortify his argument. So he gets on, he has this interview, and they say, okay, thank you, gone. He gets up, he goes out of the room, and then he literally, I'm saying literally, comes back in and says, I have more to say.
So as far as the Hillary stuff goes.
And this is based, I'm sorry, real quick. This is based on he went out to talk to other people in his administration, then came back.
Oh, so this happened a couple of months after James Comey, FBI director at the time, said that Hillary Clinton handled classified documents improperly. He did say that, but not enough to press any charges.
And that's exactly right. They said, well, yeah, she did, but it wasn't that damaging, which was a lie. It
lost her the election, but kept her out of jail.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So let's hear after Obama leaves the room, talks to some of his buddies, and then comes back into the interview room with NPR.
You had something you wanted to add.
When we're discussing the issue of the Russia hack, I think it is worth noting that when it comes to the motivations of the Russians, that there are still a whole range of assessments taking place among the agencies. And so when I receive a final report, we'll be able to, I think, give us a comprehensive and best guess as to those motivations. But that does not in any way, I think, detract from the basic point that everyone during the election perceived accurately that, in fact, what the Russian hack had done was create more problems for the Clinton administration, the Clinton campaign, than it had for the Trump campaign.
Think about how masterful this guy is.
Obama?
He is a master. As far as a communicator, he was doing exactly what he wanted to do. He said, once we get the final report, we'll be able to come out and assess what really happened. He's doing a setup right now. He's saying, American people, get ready, because I'm getting ready to give you the truth.
So, a couple of things about this. Obama, let me start with the other one I wrote down. Vladimir Putin did not want President Trump to be elected.
No, we're finding out real information that based on what they were saying before. This is another report before this happened. This is another report. They're saying, no, it was more leaning toward Hillary Clinton that they wanted
to be president.
Remember Uranium One and all that?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that Putin did not want Trump to be president.
No, right.
Because he's afraid of Trump.
Correct.
And let's remember that Putin took Crimea under Obama's watch.
Right.
Putin took nothing under Trump's watch.
Yes.
Then Biden comes in and he takes Ukraine. So the whole notion that the Russians would rig an election for Trump when they clearly didn't want Trump to be president is ridiculous.
Exactly right.
All right. I guess you had more to say here.
Yes.
Okay. Bogus report. Yeah. Bogus my ass. Go ahead.
I think you're stopping short of endorsing the CIA conclusion that the hack was designed to help Donald Trump as opposed to some other objective.
Well, I think the point I'm making is that right now what you've had are CIA leaks, not an official document. And I think it's important for the process of various agencies comparing notes and thinking about these assessments, because it's not as if in any of these circumstances, you just have a signed letter regarding Russian intentions that's floating around. These are all assessments made based on a wide range of evidence, and different agencies are still looking at all that stuff, gathering it together, and hopefully putting it into a single package. That's precisely why I've asked that report to be issued before the 20th, so that those aspects of it, at least that are not classified, can be presented in some form to the public. Those aspects of it that are classified can be presented, as we've consistently done, on a bipartisan basis to the members of Congress and the relevant committees.
Could you be any more vague about, some report by some guy?
I am so glad you brought that up, Vic, because we're talking about now. Remember, we should have done the flashback, because we're in December 16th, 2016. That's when the conversation's taking place.
Yeah, we should have done Wayback Machine. Yeah, again.
Okay. So at that moment, they're still pulling stuff together. Now, when I say pulling stuff together, they're pulling the lies together. They're trying to figure out, how can we combat this? That's all they're trying to do right now. He's saying, here, I'm going to give you the setup, America, but here's what's coming. Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated as president of the United States, and we've got to compromise this man. We cannot let his opinion be anything more than a lie. And in order to do that, we've got to compromise this man. And so after this interview, they all get together and they create a game plan, and they decide, okay, here's where we're going to be. That's when they decided, okay, instead of it being Hillary's Russia, let's convert it to Donald Trump's Russia. And that's when it all fell into place. Collusion, Steele dossier, everything.
So, a couple of things I want to say here. Can you play the very beginning of that again?
Yeah.
I think you're stopping short of endorsing the CIA conclusion that the hack was designed to help Donald Trump as opposed.
So Russia, who had just taken over Crimea, Russia wants to help Trump. None of that makes sense. Wait a minute, hold on. None of that makes sense, because he's like, so I guess you're under the CIA assessment that the Russians wanted to help Trump. Now, can they all believed this? Or did they just know that they had to make a stand against Trump, even if it meant lying about stuff? Because since 2016 to present day, they've done, excuse me, the rum cake. From 2016 to this day, they continue to do it. And guess what's happened? They got defunded.
Yeah.
NPR.
Okay. So there you are. They needed to stain Donald Trump's reputation. They needed to take away his integrity. They needed to make sure that guy could not, no matter what at that point Donald Trump says, then he's a liar. He's a Russian asset. Remember the famous words was Russia, 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 number one, Russian asset, number two. But Vic, something we're overlooking here during that time, remember Uranium One? I know we overlook it a lot, but Hillary Clinton was was the point person on this.
Yeah.
She gave up our uranium to Russia. Why would Russia prefer Donald Trump over a person that just gave them the sweetest deal in uranium history?
That's another great point. But Ken, why anybody, not just NPR, not even people in the media, regular people that you see on social media or walking down the street, how can they believe something that just doesn't make sense? Occam's razor, right? The most obvious answer is the right answer. So Putin pushed around Obama. By the way, do you remember this guy Medvedev, whatever his name is?
Yeah, Medvedev. I can never pronounce his name.
Doesn't matter.
Medvedev.
He was the guy that Obama was talking to when he said, Hey, you got to wait till I get reelected, then I'll be able to loosen up. I'll be able to.
Oh, that's right.
Same guy that's talking now.
That was caught off mic.
Yeah. It was a hot mic thing.
Hot mic thing. Yeah.
So why would Russia give up a sweet deal like that when they got a pushover president, and then another pushover president in Hillary if she had gotten elected, and then an absolute pushover in Biden? Why? And don't forget too that Biden in 2019, while he was on the campaign trail, said, "What do you think? Russia's going to eat our? Oh no, China. Think China's going to eat our lunch? Come on, man.
Come on,
because
man."
that was a whole asset thing that he was assetting his son and everything else. I got way off track.
I know, but you know what? That's a rabbit hole that we should be able to, at some point. See, this is a whole backlog. There's so much investigation that needs to happen right now that can you imagine being the DOJ or the FBI right now, CIA? My goodness, the stuff that they're having to weed through right now, the lies that have been put on the American people for the last 10 to 15, 20 years. It's been amazing.
I don't have time for this crap. Let's go.
I know,
put
Vic,
more
but
resources, put more people on this.
I think they're trying. I really do. I think we're seeing more right now than we've ever seen in my lifetime. You know, being associated with trying to research this government, I've never seen anything like this.
And you know, we always talk about how the media have to be first, exclusively on NBC.
Yeah,
as ABC first reported. Isn't this kind of story like the Michael Lett stuff that he talks about? Isn't that exactly what they would normally jump on? And you know, we were first to report that there's receipts of people sex trafficking and collapse the government. That's their bread and butter.
It should be,
but
it wouldn't, because it wouldn't benefit their allies, though. Their allies being the Democrats. I'm telling you, man. I used to call this. They are the propaganda wing of the Democrat Party. That's the mainstream legacy Pfizer media.
Are we the only media outlet talking about this?
We are an independent source. This radio station is an independent company that can say whatever we find in truth and research.
So are we the only ones talking about this? I don't see it on Fox News. I don't see it on Red State. I don't see it on Newsmax.
I see it on Red State. I see some of it on Red State. It's just a little later, you know, but we see it. We see it all the time, Vic. It just depends on where you're looking. That's when we say there are low information voters out there, and it's not their intelligence, but they just don't. They receive the information that it's the what is that? What you always say? It's the easiest source. It's
the path of least resistance.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, path of least resistance, and they receive their information that way.
Yep. And I don't know. It gets so frustrating to me how, you know, the Nicole Wallace thing we played earlier today. It's like it never happened. Like they never spied on Trump's campaign, and they did, right?
Yes. Documented FISA.
Right.
Yeah.
So why do they keep going and going to the point where they're going to just go themselves to death like NPR? NPR, guess what? Got defunded, and they're going to close down operations. And of course, you know, I say this all the time. If they're not going to get federal funding, well, then guess what? There are plenty of radio salespeople out there in the United States who could sell time.
Big time.
You know why they don't? This hit me the other day. Do you know why they don't sell a sales team, hire a sales team? Because nobody will buy advertising because they suck so bad.
Oh my God. Why didn't we think about that?
Right. It just hit me. I was like, well, why don't they get a sales team? Because they suck. You don't see people.
You're so correct. That's it right there. How many times have we gone in our lives in radio?
Right.
I mean, the bottom line is, do you have a product that people want? I mean, that's the bottom line.
Exactly right.
I can't believe we haven't brought this up.
We didn't bring it up because we didn't think about it.
Right. I think that a lot of this, Vic, you got this Colbert show and losing $40 million a year. You've got companies that are suffering under DEI, and now they're changing their tune because they're being sued left and right. I think a lot of this has to do with for the greater good, in their opinion.
Right.
You've got these woke left people that say for the greater good. No matter I don't care. You know what? I don't care if it's illegal. I don't care. I don't care if what I'm doing. I don't care if I go to Chicago, it's illegal. Doesn't matter. But it's for the greater good.
Right. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Why did Stephen Colbert's show get canceled?
Because losing $40 million a year.
Because it was a failure.
It was a failure, yeah. It
Like
it lost $40
NPR
million a year.
was a failure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you know, you have to understand ratings, right? TV ratings. Greg Gutfeld beats everybody.
Everybody.
But he's not on up right against them. He's off a half an hour before they start. I don't think that matters because his ratings, just his amount of people who watches his show are more than watch Colbert and Fallon.
And you know what I always go to with that one? You got to pay to watch Gutfeld.
Yeah,
And
right. You
And
need
he
cable.
still
Yeah.
gets more people.
That's a great point. So the reason why NPR is going, because don't forget, NPR also, NPR and PBS, same bucket
Oh,
of crap.
big time. Yeah, yeah.
PBS has their begathons. Oh, here's James Taylor and Carole King at Carnegie Hall. We love this music so much, and if you want to keep seeing it, please send us $1 million, and we'll give you a tote bag. You know what I mean? They're still going to do that.
Yeah, and you know it might be a little counter to what you were saying about people funding them through sales. I remember a time when PBS used to be just completely non-commercial. I mean, they didn't have any commercials. Now they do these kinds of commercials. They actually do commercials now. They really, if you watch PBS station here locally, they have commercials, and plus on top of the commercials, Vic, they have, and from contributions from viewers like you, and contributions from the fund of Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, and the contributions from Laclede, you know, whatever. I mean, they have all the layers, plus they have, I've seen commercials now on PBS now.
And they don't call it sponsored by, they call it underwritten by.
Yeah.
So that flowy language that
Right.
we're doing, it was underwritten by Go Duck Go, or whatever that thing is called. What's that thing? What's the name of that search engine? It's Duck Go.
Yeah.
Duck Go. Oh my God. I don't even listen. I can't even listen. You're going to have to listen to yourself to see how bad it is. All right. Listen to David Remnick and the New Yorker Radio Hour. Underwritten by Duck Go. Go Duck Go. Go dogs go.
Go.
He is a hot ass mess, honey.
Did you ever read Go Dogs Go to your kids?
I think so.
P.D. Eastman.
Oh yeah.
I love it. All right. Hey, when we come back, Porcelli's Deli, and we're going to try to give you a synopsis of a trip to Memphis that we took many, many years ago. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Turbocharge turbocharge the emerging global clean energy economy.
This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, 99.1 HD3 and newstalkstl.com.
Hungry for the best steak you'll ever have? Head to the heart of Moscow Mills and discover Harry J's, a local landmark and family-owned steakhouse, serving up excellence since '98. From mouth-watering appetizers to decadent desserts, Harry J's has something for everyone. Enjoy our extensive bar selection while soaking in our friendly family atmosphere. Whether dine-in or carry-out, your meal is prepared to perfection. Make the drive to 300 Main Street and treat yourself to a taste of Moscow Mills' finest. Harry J's, more than a steakhouse. We're a tradition.
Attention all gun enthusiasts. Still miss the big DeSoto Gun Show, August 10th and 11th at the Knights of Columbus Hall in DeSoto, Missouri. Over 450 tables of pistols, handguns, rifles, long guns, shotguns, ammo, and more. The fun starts Saturday, August 10th at 9 a.m. and continues all weekend. Admission just $10 and good for the entire weekend. 12 and under, get in free with discounts for veterans and first responders. The big DeSoto Gun Show at the DeSoto, Missouri Knights of Columbus Hall the weekend of August 10th. More info at bkeypromotions.us.
Looking for unbelievable deals? Stop by Overstock Outlet in Lake St. Louis or Warrenton. Open 7 days a week. Discover big savings on a huge variety of merchandise with no hassle. Just great prices. Visit us in Lake St. Louis on Highway N or in Warrenton on Boones Lake. Check out our Facebook page at Overstock Outlet Lake St. Louis or go online to overstockoutletstl.com. Unbeatable value, friendly service, and you never know what we'll have at Overstock Outlet.
You and I might have something in common, back pain. I can tell you where I go for help, Esquire Sports Medicine, the spine of St. Louis. They can put athletes back on the field so they can clearly help us. Esquire Sports Medicine, hands-on chiropractic help on Big Bend, just north of Highway 40, 314-644-0885, EsquireSportsMedicine.com, EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
Columbo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local weekdays at 2
on NewstalkSTL. Welcome to Porcelli's Deli.
Yes, very good. I'll have a Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich, please. Go over here.
Ketchup. Where's the ketchup at? I bet the Chinese food here is terrible.
With Vic Porcelli.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
Porcelli's Deli is moved to 1019 and 94.1 NewstalkSTL. Come on in. We're open. Have a seat. Vic will tell you a story.
Hi there. Come on into Porcelli's Deli. Grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. So more than 30 years ago, my wife and I and some great friends of ours, John and Jody, took a trip down to Memphis. Now, Chris was young. He was about 7. And Marielle was in a stroller. That's how young she was. And John and Jody's first girl, Jordan, was with us too, 6 months older than Marielle. And the funniest thing, when we were walking around the streets with the carriages, people would go, "Oh, are they twins?" I'm like, "How could you? She's gigantic. She's, Anyway, so it was a great trip. I definitely recommend a trip to Memphis. And here's why. First of all, our hotel that we were at, there was an alley in between. I guess it was a street. It was a small street. Directly across from the hotel, hand rubbed or something like that, barbecue ribs, best in town ever, whatever it was,
Okay, I got to say real quick about that. I went down on Beale Street during when Clinton was president.
Oh boy.
And it been just after that, actually, because he made popular the Blue City Diner down there.
Oh, yeah?
And Vic, concrete floors, just your basic tables. They throw a plate in front of you with these ribs. And I'll tell you, I have to date yet to have a better rib.
Well, that was, yes. And the ribs were great. We ate there and the ribs were great. So we had an agenda, right? Part of the agenda was to go to the Peabody Hotel because at 10 o'clock every morning, they have ducks that live on the roof of the hotel. At 10 o'clock, the ducks waddle into the elevator. They waddle them all in there into the elevator, and they go all the way down to the lobby, and then they waddle themselves into this little, pool pond area that's in the lobby.
Huh?
And they swim all day, and then at 5 o'clock, they waddle back to the elevator and go back up to the top. Pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
How many times do you see a bunch of ducks?
Never.
Walk by you. So that was part of the agenda, and we did that. And then the music parts of the trip, and Ken, I know you've done this before. We went to Graceland.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting like a castle of some kind, but it was just like a big house. It wasn't it was a great house.
Yeah, but it was really odd because they had the rooms blocked off, but when you looked in here, you're like, okay, it's a room.
But the sheer size of the building, there's bigger houses off of in Chesterfield.
Yeah.
So we took the tour, and the tour was very 1990s. The tour was, do you remember getting the headset?
Oh yeah.
So you put on like the
cassette.
So it was like a Walkman.
Yeah.
Right? It was Walkman.
Yeah.
So you get the Walkman, you put the headphones on, and then you hit play, and you can go at your pace, which I love.
Yeah, that was great.
You didn't have to stop. And if you look to your left, you'll see the coffee maker,
Yeah.
So we did it at our own pace. And like Ken said, the rooms are small. And when we walk through the rooms, the doors are taken off.
Right.
Right? There was no doors.
No.
It was just a door entryway.
Correct.
And you walk by the jungle room.
Yes.
and you can almost see the ghosts of blues guys and instrumental musicians who played in that jungle room with him late at night.
That's exactly what I would think. I think, man, you know what? They got bored. They said, hey, pick up your instrument. Let's go.
There's no doubt.
And
I'm
you remember
sure-
the staircase that was there?
Yeah.
I imagine them walking. You know, you just imagine as you're walking through there, the ghosts, I guess. Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of it was Elvis calling up, I don't know, Rufus Thomas, who did Walking the Dog. Rufus, come on over. Bring the band over. Let's just jam in the jungle room.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and I'm so stupid. I swear to God. I guess you've realized that after 4 years. I'm the stupidest person in the world. When I took that tour, I touched everything I was allowed to touch because Elvis might have touched it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Touched the walls. There was a phone, like the old time phone with the dial.
Yeah. Was it on the landing or something like that?
It was on the wall.
Yeah.
It was on the wall. I touched that. I got yelled at for that, but I got touched that. I say, Elvis might have touched this. Elvis might have touched this. So, so that was that. And then you go down to the basement, I don't know, bottom floor of this, and that's where all the suits that he wore, you know, those crazy jumpsuits that he wore, and all the gold records are all
And
on the wall.
didn't those seem like they should have been bigger? Because
After he got fat, I guess.
Well, no, I'm not saying that not so much size, but like you looked at I looked at the outfits. I'm thinking he was so much bigger than life, you know. But here's his outfit.
That's the same thing as Graceland. I thought it was this completely big castle of a mountain with a moat and guards and stuff, and it was just a big house. And they tell you about all the gold records. Meanwhile, don't forget you got the headphones on, and the guy's describing all the different suits and all the different. There's a picture of him and Nixon shaking hands in the Oval Office, and it was pretty good. And then we also paid extra, I want you to know, to go back and go on the plane, the TCB plane, taking care of business.
See, I didn't go on that.
In a flash.
Yeah.
That TCB, it had like the lightning thing, taking care of business in a flash. And we got to go on the plane. Ken, we were on the plane that Elvis was in.
Hung out in,
I don't know. It was just amazing. So that was the Elvis Presley part of the Memphis trip. Then we decide we have to see Sun Records, Sun Studios.
Oh, you have to. If you go there, you have to.
Ken, whew, I mean, it was just amazing. So there's a room, not really much bigger than this room, right?
I don't even know if it was that big.
If you go back to the wall there on the other side of the studio and look in, that's about how big Sun Records is. And they started out this guy with a beard, tall guy with a beard, kind of red hair, red beard, has a reel-to-reel machine. Okay, so kids, here's what a you explain a reel-to-reel machine.
It's just tape. You know, it's thick tape. You know, it's like if it's 8-track, it's a thick tape, and you just rewind it and go record again. You know, I mean, you're recording in linear fashion on a tape.
Yeah.
Whereas in digital, you can do it anywhere you want, but on tape, it has to be linear.
If you've ever watched a crime show where the cops are listening in to the criminals, that's reel-to-reel.
That's reel-to-reel. Yeah.
So he starts playing it, and he starts playing old Howlin' Wolf songs. You know, Howlin' Wolf was he's up there in the echelon of Muddy Waters. You know, he was 6'5", and his voice was, "Oh man, come on!" You know, how many more years? I shouldn't have done that. Rufus Thomas, he played Walking the Dog by Rufus Thomas. Right outside Sun Records is a plaque, I guess, for Rufus Thomas. And just another little quick story here. Can you remember the blues festivals that were down on the landing? Blues Heritage Festivals?
Yeah, we were on stage together.
I got to host that. I was lucky enough to host that whole festival. And one year, I only co-hosted. It was me and Rufus Thomas. And we were walking, and we were Abbott and Costello. We were like
awesome.
Yeah, Martin and Lewis.
You played harmonica up on that stage, and I played saxophone.
I'm a cat. You know.
Yeah, you
Come
are.
on,
that's how I determined from the very beginning of this show that you were a cat.
Here's the difference between you and me. I can't even play Happy Birthday on the harmonica, but I can play along with a Howlin' Wolf record.
Okay.
So that makes me like half a cat.
That
makes me a cat.
half a cat.
So he starts playing all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about the people who have played and recorded at Sun Records. There's a microphone there There's a picture on the wall of Elvis Presley. You know how he used to cradle the microphone? You know, and he was, since my baby left me,
yeah,
he'd hold
yeah.
that like he loved that microphone.
Yeah.
There's a picture of him on the wall doing that. And the guy says, by the way, that's the microphone. That's right there next to you. That's, yeah. It's the mic that Elvis sang into. You can take a picture of yourself singing into the same microphone as Elvis Presley.
And you did.
You bet.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture on the wall. Oh my God, Ken, I got so much more to say. There's a picture on the wall of the $1 Million Quartet. Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis Presley, right? Jerry Lee Lewis is sitting at the piano, and the other three are standing around him. And he told the whole story about how they only were at Sun Records just one time together, the four of them.
Yeah.
And they jammed all night, and they made a play out of it, a musical about it, $1 Million Quartet. And then the guy says, no, by the way, that picture was taken right where you're standing. And I go, so then so that we do the whole tour. And then right next to Sun Studios is the Sun Studios Diner. We can go have lunch and stuff. And there's no door, just an opening. You go right in there and you have lunch. So we're having lunch, and my wife is right behind my wife. I said, that's the guy behind you that did the tour. I'm going to go ask him a question. She goes, no, leave him alone. I'm sure he's had enough. Just let him. I said, nope, I got to ask him. So I go and I sit with him. I said, hey, man, I know you're eating, and I know you probably get this all the time, but can I ask you just a couple questions? He said, sure, sit down. So first I said to my wife, and then I sat down. And I said, so when U2, because U2's Rattle and Hum album, 2 songs were recorded at Sun Records, one of which we're going to play in just a second. And I said to them, when U2 came here to record for Rattle and Hum, was it a big event, a big parade, a big celebration in the middle of the day, or did they just sneak in and out in the middle of the night? He goes, absolutely, 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody knew they were here.
Yeah.
And B.B. King recorded When Love Comes to Town. We're going to hear that in just a bit. So then the guy says, oh, by the way, that drum set, that's the drum set that they used. I said, can I sit behind the drum set? Sure. So I had to sit behind the drum set. And because I don't know. I mean,
it just reminds me of like when Roots Plus came to your house and you're out there going, Timber, in the background, they're looking at you like, what?
Because I'm an idiot.
Because because you're just so into it. And and I love that about you.
Well,
you were so into that whole thing.
We're talking about B.B. King here.
I know.
So we did that. We went back to the Peabody. We watched the Ducks get in the elevator, go back up to the roof, and then that was it. We came home. But it was a great time. I don't know what it's like now in Memphis,
Yeah.
I know a lot of inner cities are not very safe or whatever, but we didn't feel threatened at all. We parked
not at all, yeah.
Sun Records and one.
A lot of T-shirt sales along the road there.
Oh, I got a Sun Records T-shirt.
I did too.
Yeah. It was the Not Fat Vic Sun Records shirt. Anyway, so that was it. And then now the song we're going to play for you now is called When Love Comes to Town, recorded at Sun Records in Memphis.
Yeah.
With U2 and B.B. King. If you watch the video for this, just go to YouTube and put in When Love Comes to Town. You can see them in the Sun Records studio, and the picture of Elvis I was telling you about is on the wall, and the guy is explaining to Bono, yeah, that's the microphone. That's the microphone. Just what I'm telling you is what he told Bono.
Yeah.
Really cool. So When Love Comes to Town, here comes BB. Now, Bono said that he picked B.B. King to be on this. B.B. King was a legendary guitar player, right?
Yeah.
He said, but we had him on for his singing because he was such a great singer.
Wow.
That little solo you heard right there was The Edge from U2. But every other solo in the song is B.B. King guitar solo.
Oh, okay.
Just watch the video. It's really cool. It's called When Love Comes to Town. I'm done.
How's the Italian food in this restaurant?
Good. Try the veal. It's the best in the city.
I'll have it.
The Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
Can I get chills? I get chills.
I know.
And BB's gone now. BB King is dead. Okay, so we want to welcome a new company partnering up with us, Bauer Insurance Agency, the company that protects, okay, and the name that you can trust. Owned and operated by Cindy Blanton. We've had Cindy in this studio.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
she's going to come back and pay us another visit. She is a combination of super friendly, super, accommodating, and no nonsense at the same time.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah.
So she'll get it done for you. Bauer Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses since 1986. As a family-owned company rooted in strong values, they prioritize your best interests and your best interests alone. Your home is not just a structure. It's one of your most treasured assets, certainly the biggest investment you'll make in your life, right? Whether it's your home, vehicle, recreational toys, or your, recreational toys like ATVs and stuff like that, or your business, they're here to provide you with the protection that you deserve. And they will give you a quote from all the top insurance companies that they represent, not just one. That gives you a whole spectrum of competition, right? Gives you choice. They're located in the Mid-Rivers Mall, 1600 Mid-Rivers Mall, Suite 2304 in St. Peters. Be sure you stop in, give them a call if you like, 636-812-2001 for the Bauer Insurance Agency.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new News Talk STL app.
On my way to work in the morning.
Usually I'm in the car.
I listen on the app in my car every morning going to work.
Download the News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere.
This is Tony Colombo, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the cheesesteak made with American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms, and you have to include a side of their amazing fries. I love Capriati's, and you will too.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Hey, St. Louis golfers. Looking for a new golfing experience? Sugar Creek Golf Course was voted the most popular golf course in St. Louis. Book your tee time today at sugarcreekgolfcourse.com and join the fastest growing golf community in town, sugarcreekgolfcourse.com.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colonies.
Sweet, I'll bring my 500 cousins. This'll be the biggest ant rager of the summer.
Let's party! Wait, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888 to learn more about our special $67 offer.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Cole Combs, attorney at law, has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. We have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs, attorney at law. Call 636-949-0010, extension 3 today, or visit colecombs-law.com.
Fox News commentary.
A Democrat rep from Illinois seemingly pledged her loyalty to Guatemala. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
Sponsored by AxeCap Ventures. America, listen up. Gold prices are breaking records. With inflation raging and central banks hoarding, every American should own gold. And like President Trump said, whoever holds the gold makes the rules. AxeCap Ventures owns one of Nevada's largest undeveloped gold deposits and trades for pennies on the dollar. This could be your way to ride the gold boom. AxeCap trades under GARLF on the OTC. Visit axecapventures.ca today.
Ohio claims she represents Illinois, but while speaking in Mexico City, Rep. Ramirez said in Spanish that she's Guatemalan before she's American. She attempted to defend herself in a statement, calling her critics small-minded and fragile. You know, there are millions of people from around the world that would die to come here the right way and become Americans with pride and patriotism. Ramirez also sits on the House Committee on Homeland Security, but pledged allegiance to a foreign nation, which seems problematic. In the past, she's accused the USA of prioritizing imperialism, militarization, conquest, and control. It sure sounds like she doesn't have many good things to say about our great nation. Her husband is also a dreamer who came here illegally. So perhaps, and I'm just spitballing here, they should both exit stage left. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
This hour, The Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Proctor Drapery Blinds and Shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com.
Whoosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. Ken's a cat. He plays saxophone. Vic owns a cat, and he has cat-like reflexes. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
I need a little meow there.
Not for nothing, saxophone boy.
Yeah.
But my cat-like reflexes have saved my life more than once.
I know. It'll made you help you avoid doing any work in the backyard with Jessica.
No. That's got nothing. No.
Okay.
My cat-like reflexes. It's also cat-like intuition, I guess.
Gotcha.
When somebody gets on the highway and you just know, they're going to come in your lane with no turn signal,
I'm with you.
You got to have the cat-like reflexes. And play harmonica a little bit. A little bit. Okay. So, Ken, all the time when we talk to veterans, when we talk about veterans, which, by the way, every Wednesday we do Vic for Vets, and that is a tribute to different people who have served, and they can contact you with name, rank,
branch of service, and a story. If you have one of your favorite veteran, at Ken@NewstalkSTL.com. That's Ken@NewstalkSTL.com. Very simple.
Perfect. We try to do everything we can for the veterans because I've never served. Ken's never served.
Never had the honor.
And I take that seriously. I mean, I take it so seriously that I don't dare salute anyone.
Right.
Because I'm not qualified to do so.
Right.
So when people come back from serving, we should treat them better than we do. The VA, correct me if I'm wrong here, Ken, the VA stands for Veterans Administration.
I think so, yeah.
And the Veterans Administration hasn't done enough for veterans. President Trump has signed the VA home loan program to keep veterans from having their home foreclosed on. And Ryan McDermott is all about it. He is a Iraqi war veteran, recipient of the Bronze Star, and he's got a great book called Downriver, Memoir of a Warrior Poet. Ryan, thanks for coming back and talking to us again. How you doing?
Thanks for having me on. Doing great.
And thanks for serving.
It's an honor.
That's what they say. They always say that.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for serving. Like the old guy with the Vietnam or World War II hat on.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for serving. It was my honor.
That's
Oh,
right.
thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So, the VA, what prior to Trump being president, what happened to the Veterans Administration?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's, there's the VA is a big organization, and, I think there's a lot could be said. I think but I will say, what's been going on with the bill that was recently signed, I think it's a very positive step and a victory for the Trump administration, and really solidifies commitment to veterans and keeping, veterans who, maybe under financial hardship from losing their home, because that's kind of the final sort of straw in a way for, a person, if their life's unraveling, if they haven't strained, that can be the final thing that goes after a job or something like that.
So when President Trump was elected again and he started this Doge thing with Elon Musk, you, being a veteran and concerned with veterans issues, must have been infuriated at the money that was wasted by the government. Meanwhile, there's veterans living in the street.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because as a veteran, we fight for, our country when we serve. I know I haven't served in a long time. My son is now I'm so old now. My son is going into the Army as a second lieutenant. But we want good governance and stewardship of our resources. I think there's a sort of balance of like not wanting to be a charity case where we're burdening the country of excess sort of, so there's a balance of like, we want, it's, I think, an honor to receive some benefits after serving. But, this is kind of where I see the sort of this bill that was passed or signed actually recently, is that it really shows it's making it fair in a way that I think is appropriate for veterans. It basically extends the ability for a veteran to pay on the mortgage, not just a giveaway that is, because I don't think, for me, it's there's a certain pride about, sort of the working for what you have.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And I think kind of the veteran mentality, the military mentality is, I got this. You know what I mean? I just need a little help, and then I'll take care of it myself, right? I mean, no military guy wants somebody to take care of. I'm good. Get away from me. I'm fine, right?
Yeah. And there's a lot of great benefits. I mean, there's a lot of great benefits. I think also, as your lead in, Vic, and Ken, it's humbling, to hear, you say those words, because, not every, I would say not all America feels that way. And, because either they don't understand the experience, and some of what my book is about is really trying to convey that. But yeah, I just, I would sort of echo that, that sort of expression of appreciation and understanding is important.
Well, I couldn't do it, Ryan. Okay, I'm going to take just a quick story. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working here for 4 years. This whole station is only 4 years old. Prior to that, I was working at iHeartRadio, and I lost my job there. And I'm like, I gotta get a job. So I'm going through Indeed or whatever it is online, and it says, hey, the Air Force needs radio people. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm a radio guy. So I applied for it, and the guy sent me a note back and said, sorry, you're too old. And I was like, oh, okay. Good thing, Ryan, because what am I, stupid? I would have had to gone through boot camp, and you just don't get to say, good morning, Vietnam, right? You got to go through the whole boot camp thing. And I don't think I could have done it, is my point. And the bravery and the courage, no way. No way.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that, under different circumstances, maybe I think you showed the, interest in doing it just now.
That's what I tell him. Ryan, that's what I tell him. I tell him that.
Shh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, something you just brought up, because I think the recruiting, this is an interesting time because recruiting's doing really great. And the message for young people who may be out there, the age is actually pretty high. I mean, that you can still join. And there are jobs in all fields, and so I think it's a great opportunity. I can't remember what the actual cutoff age is, but it's a great opportunity. If you haven't thought, any of your listeners haven't thought about the military, I guarantee there is a job that suits your interest. I mean, there's people that play in the band. There's people who do the media, who write. I think the vice president, J.D. Vance, actually worked in that field in the Marine Corps. So I think it's a great, if anybody is in your listener audience who's, sort of may think they may be a little, I think 30s, I think you can still join.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of great benefits to it. I think the biggest benefit to me has been the camaraderie and the relationships that I've built with people of the same caliber values. And Vic, like I just said, it sounds like you've got those values as well.
Yep. And my problem is I can do up to 1 push-up. Ken, what were you going to say?
No, Ryan, what I was going to say, my daughter, she's in her senior year, is in Missouri S&T. It's a technical school for cybersecurity and all that. And I told her, I said, listen, you get out, you get your degree, you could walk into a military position in cybersecurity, and you'd probably be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You should definitely look into it, because you can get a clearance and get other security clearance and get other skills that just provides more options. I mean, there's actually some good, there's 8 companies that do sort of contracting for the government in support of that type of stuff. There's positions in the government that specialize in that. My younger son, who goes to the University of Central Florida, he's still considering it, because enlisting is a great path. You get the GI Bill and a lot of benefits from it.
Yeah. My father got to go to college with the GI Bill in World War II.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ryan, I didn't. Okay, I didn't do it. I didn't enlist. I didn't think about this stuff until I was too old to do it, because to me the salute is something so sacred. I really do. I mean, there's a video of a guy, old veteran in a wheelchair, and this young guy comes and, I forget what happens. I think he helps him fold up the flag or whatever. And the guy started to get out of his wheelchair, and the young guy was helping him. He goes, nope, I'm fine. He just got up just to salute him. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an interesting point you make, because, when the Stars and Stripes, sort of when the flag is sort of in, you hear the Star Spangled Banner, veterans are sort of encouraged to salute. if you're a civilian, you put your hand on your heart, obviously. And it is an interesting sort of distinction. I think it's interesting you say that, sort of earning the right to salute, because as a veteran, you know, when I'm at a baseball game and they do that, it is kind of like there is that sort of interesting, I guess, right to sort of render the salute to the flag. Yeah, it's an interesting point. I hadn't heard that perspective from a civilian, but I think it's a powerful one.
We're behind you all the way here. So tell us more about the housing for veterans, help with their mortgage so they don't get foreclosed on, which I should have asked you 10 minutes ago, but I'm asking you now. Tell us about it now.
So what I understand is that it basically affords the option, veterans who are under sort of financial hardship, it offers them the ability to extend their payment, so they're not have necessarily pay without losing their home. And so basically it sort of just shifts the payment schedule
help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wallner.
And I'm Jen Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Jen, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission plan?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What's the best time to sell your home?
Right now, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Hour number 3 of our 3-hour tour, courtesy of Ken Williams. How you feeling, Kenny?
Feeling better today, Vic.
You had some stuff
yesterday
going
was a
on.
little rough.
Yeah.
But
yesterday your cheek was like red.
Well, it's swollen still, but I'm putting ice on it.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything, so I'm sure you're lousy as it is.
That's all right.
You don't need some fat Italian saying, "Hey, what's up with your face?"
No, we're good.
All right, so let's talk about violence. Can we talk about violence for a bit?
Yeah.
Because it's getting to a point where, and I asked my wife this because somebody was charged with assault. I forget who it was. It was somebody in the news. And I said, so all these videos that come up on X when I just scroll through of one fight after the next and one mob beating up a person, do those people get charged with anything, or is it just fighting is okay?
Do you remember during the quote unquote Biden administration,
Yeah.
how many of these people were fighting? How many of these fights you saw on video? And it was just like, yeah, well, they are a sanctuary city, and they gave them a $400 bail, and they're out now.
So what about the people that got hurt? Did
Well,
they get the same sympathy and paid paid for that?
Well, let's talk about the person that got hurt, like Holly, for example. Just for an example, Vic, I just had an operation on my face, okay, on my sinuses, okay, and it's a controlled situation. It was something that we knew was going to happen. I had to have it done, but it's painful. I mean, I'm taking medication for pain right now.
Sure you are.
Okay, but I can't even imagine what Holly went through.
Oh, I'm kidding me.
Did you see her face?
Yeah.
Did you see her neck? Her face,
eye
her
would-
whole side of her face is she's having trouble right now with brain injury.
Yep.
She's walking with a cane. I mean, I can't even imagine. And this is her being cold-cocked by a man.
And she said, she feels lucky to be alive.
What would my children's life and my family's be like right now if my soul hadn't stayed in my body? So I'm not okay, but thank you everyone for helping me with your prayers and your love, because that's what's getting me out of bed, and it's pushing me to make sure that this doesn't happen to, because I'm a mom. I would never want this to happen to my kids. I wouldn't want this to happen to my mother. I'm someone's sister. My brother has been by my side, and I could see the horror in his face, And so I don't want anyone, because it's not just me who's suffering, it's my family.
Yeah.
It's my children, it is my mom, my brother, my aunt, uncle, like everyone who loves me. They're suffering too, because I don't even know how I'm not dead. Like, I should be dead. And so many doctors have been like, you should be dead. So just thinking about that constantly of, what would have happened if I died. I can't shake it. And that's going to be with me for a real long time.
And that's the problem, I think, Vic, is that she can't shake it.
She is clearly a woman of faith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yep.
She's
No
very
doubt.
religious. You can just hear it in her voices and the words that she chooses. So keep on praying. And by the way, try to ignore the atheists on social media. So thoughts and prayers, to make fun of it.
What's their point?
What is wrong?
What is their point?
What is the point? And what is wrong with having something to believe in? Because these people have nothing to believe in.
When I see those remarks, I actually reply to them. I'm sad for you.
Yeah, I don't
because
even
you
reply
have
to
no
them.
faith.
I just laugh
You
and
have
keep walking.
someone who doesn't have faith in something. That's got to be a real lonely way to live.
And Ken, during that beating that she and her husband took, her head hit the pavement when she went
Flat
back.
on her back. Yeah.
And she sounds fine as far as brain activity.
Yeah, but if you saw her recently, I saw her today, and she's walking with a cane.
But I'm saying her speaking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the brain is working.
Yes.
Because she wouldn't have been able to. She wouldn't have been able to speak like that if she really had brain damage.
Exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're glad she's okay. She'll learn how to walk again. See, this is how
she has faith.
What?
She has faith.
Yeah, yeah. But this is how people who really get it talk. Thank God I'm alive because I can still take care of my kids.
Right.
Not thank God I'm alive so I didn't die, poor me. She wants to take care of her kids.
And knows how she went from maintaining to getting emotional again when she started talking about her family and her kids.
Yeah. Just want to say I got through it without losing my, whatever.
You did good.
Thanks, Ken. So while we're talking about violence, in DC, Elon Musk formed the Doge guys, right? The Doge Department of Government Efficiency. Meanwhile, in 1025. Meanwhile, carjackings are still happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are still getting mugged. People are still getting beaten up. And it doesn't end. So one of the kids, and I call him a kid because he's a kid. He's 19.
Yeah.
One of the Doge kids was Edward Correstein. He was known as Big Balls, but I would rather not call him that right now because this is a very serious issue.
Well, I think it was his girlfriend that he was trying to defend too in that car.
Yeah, but it was a woman for sure.
Yeah,
who was going to get carjacked. He steps in like any courageous man would do, right? Chivalrous man would do, and he gets beaten up badly by this mob of scumbags. Why?
Well, one thing I want to address right now with all the things you just described, Vic, over the last, and I want to say probably 10 years, maybe not quite that long, but the people in these, especially in these sanctuary cities, and especially in places like even St. Louis, where this happens, a mob attacks, carjacks, whatever, then they get away with it.
Yep.
And one of the reasons why they get away with it is because it's not addressed by the people who should be addressing it. Like I'm talking about the authorities, right? They say, well, we've got this pass-through idea that, they're not going to have bail. It's remember the no bail thing that they had for a while.
Yep.
I don't think a lot of places are having that anymore.
Right.
But what that does, it sends a message to these people saying, and I don't care where you are, if it's rural, urban, doesn't matter. If you do it and you think you can get away with it, you're going to do it again. You're going to keep doing it until you get caught or you see other people get caught. And I think right now, like those people that just got caught, well, like in Cincinnati, they've got 6 of them, and they're going to pay a heavy price right now.
So this kid is skinny, by the way.
Yeah.
He is a skinny, scrawny kid, and he still had the nerve to jump in and try to keep these kids from carjacking. You were right. I don't know if it's girlfriend, but they were together.
Yeah, and then, by the way, the result of his actions stopped it.
Yeah, sure. So he did the right thing. Ken, it's so easy to say, I'd help. I'd get in there and I'd help, until you realize the consequences, which are you could get beat up, you could get killed.
Yeah.
But he didn't care, And
but then that's also an argument for the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Absolutely. This kid should have been armed and shot these scumbags in the face. So here's we can't forget the Daniel Penny situation, right? On the New York City subway.
Correct.
This guy who they tried to just, the left and the media tried to portray him as some nice Michael Jackson impersonator.
Right.
But he was crazy. And he was threatening people on the subway. Daniel Penny, a Marine, put him in some kind of chokehold, a UFC chokehold, not a chokehold, kill chokehold. And the kid ended up dying. No, it
wasn't a kid. He was an older man.
But the most important thing is that not from what Daniel Penny did. He didn't die in Daniel Penny's arms, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So,
but but back up a second. Remember that the chilling effect that had with Daniel Penny?
Yeah.
His actions had a chilling effect, or what they did to him had a chilling effect on how people reacted, number one, to the crime, but also who started all that, Vic? Who started all that?
What do you mean?
The authorities.
First of all, you already thunderstole my
I know,
what I was going to say next. So
I'm
you might as
looking
well
at
play your thing so we can move on and I can answer your question because I don't know.
Ken, Thunder Stealer.
What? Who? What are you talking about?
The authorities. They did it. The authorities did it. Their lackadaisical attitude toward what happened.
Crime.
Right.
Crime.
Right.
Lackadaisical attitude towards crime. Sorry, Ken. It is on your business card.
I know. It is.
So anyway, this kid, Korstein, stood up for his female acquaintance. I don't know if it was a girlfriend. I don't know if it was just an acquaintance. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. But he made sure. And by the way, little things that don't require so much bravery. When you're walking down the street with a woman, you are on the outside, the curb side. So in case the car jumps the curb, it hits you and not her.
Right.
These are things you do as a gentleman. Right.
Yes.
Now I don't know.
When you're walking downstairs, you're in front.
Yes.
When you go upstairs,
in case she falls,
you're behind.
Exactly right. Good. Yes, that's right, Ken. Good job. So now I don't know how he did this, but when my wife and I get in the car, I open the door for her. She gets in and then I close the door. I've been doing it for 35 years. And it's not because I don't think she can open her door. I hate that excuse.
It has nothing to do with it.
But if we're in the city or if we're someplace that there's a lot of crime or anywhere, it doesn't, I mean, if we're anywhere and she starts getting into her car and then somebody wants to carjack it, they're going to go for the woman before they go for the man.
Right.
And if you're there closing the door for her, guess what? They're going for the man either way.
Right.
And you got to be able to stand up for your woman and, protect her. boy, I'm sure the lib women are like, I don't need your protection.
Do we care, though? Do we really care?
I don't.
No, I don't either.
I'll be interested to see what the chat box says about this conversation, which we will do at 11:41. Somebody already said, let Judge Janine try him. DC is out of control.
Yeah. Well, but that needs to be put back in place. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The authorities need to let them know that they can't get away with this stuff anymore.
You're right. Okay. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk to our friend Stan Clement from, he's a tree whisperer.
He is.
He's got the nutrients.
Yes.
He's next on 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL. Welcome home.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. If you have a phone, you have a radio. Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new app.
And listen anytime, anywhere.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at Vincent's.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers, Vincent'sJewelers.com.
Hi, Sean Long from STL Fenceworks. A new fence or deck is an investment in your home and your lifestyle. But how do you ensure that you're getting the most out of that investment? At STL Fenceworks, we know the key is satisfaction. Satisfaction means getting a fence or deck that not only meets your needs, but exceeds your expectations. Satisfaction means working with a team that cares about your project as much as you do. Satisfaction means having confidence in the quality of your new fence or deck, knowing that it was built with the best of materials and workmanship. STL Fenceworks, your satisfaction is our passion. And for me, satisfaction is knowing that providing for your family is how I provide for mine. Visit STLFenceworks.com and experience the satisfaction in making your backyard dreams into a reality.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense, science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at INHSTL.com. That's INHSTL.com.
I think you're a little confused.
News, analysis, opinion.
I've got something to say and I can't hold it any longer.
101.9 and 94.1.
You won't hear the truth anywhere but here. News Talk STL.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right?
Correct! On News Talk STL.
All right, welcome home to 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That guy over there, he is Ken Williams. And that guy over there is Stan Clement, our great friend from Roots Plus. How are you, Stan?
Just lovely. Just lovely.
What are your thoughts about we had a conversation just a little while ago about violence and, you know, this couple in Cincinnati that got beaten up pretty badly. And Big Balls, the kid they call Big Balls that worked for
Big
Doge,
Balls, yeah.
He got beaten up by somebody trying to carjack his wife's car or his girlfriend's car. So fighting back, I mean, first of all, this kid should have been armed, right?
Exactly. That's my first thought. You know, the carjacking stats went down in St. Louis when they enacted concealed carry.
Yeah, sure
They
did.
did. They did. That's a fact, you know. But I mean, It's and why are most mass shootings? Why do most mass shootings occur in gun-free zones?
Right. Gun-free zones are the path of least resistance.
Exactly.
You know, when water comes down, you know, it's got to go around the rock, right? So the part around the rock is the path of least resistance. And when they see gun-free zone, fantastic, I'll shoot up everybody because there's no guns inside.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just I said this, and I'm not saying the kid did anything wrong, but did he walk around and open the door first for his girl and then close it, or did he just let her go in? I hate that. I hate when men don't do anything when the woman's getting in the car.
Right. And I have a cousin that's married to a guy. He's great, and he will not. In fact, she'll stop and let him catch up to her so he can open the door for her. And I keep telling him, Kenny, you're making me look bad. You know, but no, that's we should. I mean, it's just a complimentary
chivalry, protection.
Yeah, it's a degree displaying a degree of respect, and so it's a good thing.
And I hate the argument.
Hopefully, he did.
I can open my own door.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he did, Stan, because I maybe he did. I don't know, but it seems to me like he didn't, and he ran in after they were trying to get her, and then he ran over. But anyway,
I haven't seen the video.
I didn't have either, but this is what I'm thinking.
Oh, I see.
So anyway, the point is I hate when women say I can open my own door. I know you can,
right?
Okay, but what if some guy comes and grabs you when I'm not opening the door for you? Who's going to protect you? Nobody.
Exactly.
It's not because you're a woman and I'm a man. It's just
it's a matter of courtesy, that we extend to women, and at least conservative men do. We feel that way. But
my daughter years ago, some kid took her out on a date, whatever, and he, I give him credit. He came in the house, and we had coffee and we talked and everything, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna go. I said, okay, go have a good time. As soon as that door closed, I ran to the door to look out the window to see if he was going to open the door for her, and he didn't. So I told him, dump him, get rid of him.
So yeah, okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why is it? Ken's going to laugh at me. Why is it when you cut down trees, nobody says timber? Why did I have to say it?
Well, I hadn't thought about that.
It's a little bit of a Vic's obsessive compulsive behavior. If he sees a tree go down, he's like, somebody's got to say it. I have to say it because nobody else is going to.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You can do that, but I guess it's like on the golf course. Most people don't yell for.
Oh, really?
When they're
they should, I guess.
Yeah, when they're slicing or drive or something.
I mean,
What's that?
That seems like that would be a little more important if the ball's coming your way.
Yeah.
Do you do it before you hit the ball, or do you do it after the ball's already in the air? Say 4.
I think it's after you make your drive.
Maybe that's the problem. I think look out would be a better warning than 4.
Well, that's true too. It's true.
Duck, something like that.
I have a real question for you.
Yes, sir.
I have a tree in my backyard. It's my majestic tree. It's the biggest tree that I have. It's one of the reasons, actually, Stan, why we purchased our house 22 years ago. This tree it's beautiful right now. But it is actually, and Vic mentioned this during one of the advertisements that kind of alerted me that a couple of the leaves are starting to fall off, and I don't know if it's premature or not, and a couple of the limbs are dead, and they're pretty big limbs. Is this something when you go to someone's house that you address that? Do you research that, or you look at the tree and you can tell there might be something going on there?
Well, absolutely, and you make an assessment like that based on your visual inspection of the tree. And a lot of times you can tell whether if it's insect pressure that's causing a problem, or if it's like a bacterial or fungal issue. But the products that we use in our fertilization address all of those issues. Once again, the last time we spoke about increasing the Brix levels or the sugar or carbohydrate level of the tree or a plant, and that forms a natural insect repellent. Because insects that consume the vegetative tissue of a tree or suck the sap from that tree or a plant, they can't tolerate that if the Brix levels, and it's called BRIX, if those levels are elevated, and that's what we do. But but our biological component also, it'll attack pathogenic or harmful bacteria, but it also acts as it also has fungicidal properties, so it'll attack fungal pathogens as well.
So is this proprietary?
Well, it is, and I'm probably one of about 5 companies in America that are aware of this and use this grouping of products.
Because Vic's always talking about nutrients,
right?
Well,
that's huge too. And see, but the biologicals make those nutrients available. They'll break them down and make them soluble for the plant to utilize. And so, but the biologicals do all the heavy lifting actually, because they help with like alleviating soil compaction and stuff like that, which allow the roots to grow larger and expand.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like the analogy you've heard. It's either the Chinese or the Japanese. They used to have a tradition where they would bind women's feet, to keep their feet small. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just true, and that's the analogy I use regarding the soil. So if the soil's tight and compact, it's going to bind or restrict that root growth or development.
So I want people to understand that if they call you and they say, Stan, it's July and I'm getting yellow leaves falling on the thing, can you come and try to save it? But they need to know that if you do go and try to save it and you can't, then the money that they already put towards saving it goes towards removing it. That's a very important thing.
That's right. And we're one of the only ones that I'm aware of that do that. In fact, I've got to take a tree down next week in Maryland Heights for a guy. And he was a customer. He used my fertilization process but he quit about a year ago. Okay. And I tried to suggest to him to keep maintenance programs going on like quarterly and stuff. But he decided not to. Well, he called me back and said, man, my oak tree is dying. It looks terrible. It's dropping a lot of oak galls on my car and my driveway and everything. I just want to get rid of it. And I told him, his name's Doug. I said, Doug, I'll do that. And I gave him a price for like $5,000 to remove this tree and stump grind it, which was less than some of the other bids he had gotten.
Sure.
But I told him, I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, I don't know if you remember this, but you do have a $1,000 credit coming back to you because of the treatments. And I said, I give a 2-year warranty on that. And the 2-year warranty hadn't expired. And he was blown away, very appreciative of that. And so I'll be doing his neighbor's tree too at the same time. So, good deeds don't always go unpunished,
Good,
but I'm just being honest with the guy.
Well, we met because your bid was lower than everybody else's, and
man, I got to raise my prices.
But my wife,
not for this audience. How about that?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of that, let me interject something real quick.
Yeah.
There's a lady named Babs that's listening, and Babs, I just wanted to give you a shout out and tell these guys just simply how
handsome.
Well, handsome and modest, or equally as modest.
right.
That's usually my choice.
But just how dedicated your audience is to you, and I don't understand it, but
hey,
it's
hey, you leave Babs alone. She's a great woman.
Babs, thank you.
She is. But Babs, we'll be seeing you this weekend. Trim those 2 trees for you too, by the way.
So I guess the whole process, like the guys that came over, I didn't meet you face to face until you walked in here.
Correct.
Right? You and my wife were talking, and then you met face to face.
Right.
And I'm like, well, when do I get to meet him? And then when the guys came and they took care of a tree, I didn't meet you that day either, but they were very patient, with us.
They allowed him to say timber.
They let me say timber. My daughter was like, and I knew this was so stupid. This was such a stupid idea. My daughter says, can you cut so I can paint some of the pieces of the tree? I'm like, what? But they did. They did for her. Yeah. And the paintings that she's done with that tree? Yeah, no, they don't exist. So anyway.
Maybe someday in the future.
Someday in the future. Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad things are going well. Thank you for the compliment about people who listen to the show. I think that's part of the bond of this radio station is people who are conservative and people who are common sense. And
common sense is a big deal. Yeah.
Common sense is not so common.
It's all too uncommon. Will Rogers said that. He's the one that coined that phrase. Yeah, back in the day.
In Oklahoma, everything is Will Rogers. Everything.
Oh yeah.
My son and his now wife got married at some theater in Miami. They say Miami, Oklahoma, right? And Will Rogers performed there at this theater in the 20s or the 30s. He died very young, by the way.
He did.
And on the way to go visit my son, there's the Will Rogers rest stop where there's this like statue of him. Everything is Will Rogers Highway, Will Rogers garbage can. Everything is Will Rogers.
He had an impact, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He never met a man he didn't like, I think was his thing, right?
I think so too.
And what did I say? That was a Will Rogers thing? Did I say something?
You said all common sense is all too
uncommon.
right,
not too common. Right.
Yeah, he
Well,
coined that phrase.
I'm right? Common sense is not too common.
Yeah, that's true. It was as true then as it is now. It's just like the Michael Savage book that he wrote, Liberalism is a Mental Disorder. Yeah, it's right. It's as true. It was as true when he wrote it as it is today.
It really is true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and Ken and I have come up with this theory that the people that yell the most are the people that are the most guilty. So Adam Schiff is now going to be charged with fraud, mortgage fraud. Yeah. He makes a video every single day to put on Twitter on how terrible Trump is.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's so guilty.
He is. You think he'd shut up and just,
Well, when all the stuff started coming out about the Durham annex and the Mueller report and all that, suddenly you started to hear from Barack Obama and John Brennan and James Comey. It was so weird. It was almost like clockwork. You knew that once you started hearing about something that was the truth, they were going to come out and deflect, and that's exactly what they've done.
They are, and they are, and you're exactly right. They'll deflect on others the crimes that they're actually committing.
Right.
Ed Stoit. We call it Ed Stoit. Everything Democrats say, the opposite is true.
Exactly.
But do you play poker at all?
Very little. I learned my lesson in the Marine Corps. There's a black fellow that I was stationed with, Reggie Brumfield. I'll never forget him. He beat the heck out of me playing poker, and he looked at me one time. He said, Clem, he said, gambling just isn't your lot. And pardon the pun, but I said, Reggie, I think you're right. Yeah. So I learned my lesson then. But
well, thank you for your service again, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
I do play a lot of poker, and there are some strategies and things that you don't have to be a scientist or somebody really smart, right? So if I'm playing against you and I have a terrible hand, no way I can win this hand. I have to bluff, right?
Right.
So when I bluff, I want to bet a lot.
Right.
Because maybe he's got a hand. Most of the time, 90% of the time, that means they're bluffing. So I think that Barack Obama is overplaying his bluff.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is bluffing into you with a ton of chips, why so much? Why are you betting so much? Barack Obama, why are you talking so much?
Why did you come back from an interview you just finished and
that was in
restated
2016, though.
Yeah.
But right now, with the things that are going up against him, I would shut up. I would go to Martha's Vineyard, lock the doors, and I wouldn't say a word if I were innocent.
That's true. That's true. Just lay low. But and on the same token, Big Mike, Michelle is she's sorry guys, but Big Mike is she's cutting him off at the knees every chance she gets too.
Yeah. They were talking about divorce and everything else.
Are you a Gutfeld fan? Do you watch Greg Gutfeld at night?
I do.
He's going to be on Fallon tonight.
Right.
I can't wait to see what that looks like.
That'll be a good one.
So last night, was it one of their birthdays or something, or their anniversary? And Michelle says, I think Barack Obama is one of the coolest guys anywhere. And he goes, back at you. All right, back to the nutrients. Let's talk about the nutrients. We're running out of time. How do people get in touch with you so they can come? You'll come out and take a look and see what you can do, what you can't do, right?
Absolutely. They can call us at 314-440-3662. Once again, that's 314-440-3662, or text me at that number. That's my cell number. Or get a hold of me online. You can email me at stan.rootsplus@gmail.com. stan.rootsplus@gmail.com.
And that first visit evaluation, that's really expensive, right?
Oh, it's like free.
Wow.
It cost me a few bucks, but
I don't have that kind of money.
We appreciate it, though, Stan. We do.
Stan, always great to see you. And as Ken said, thank you for serving. I didn't realize that you were a Marine. So
you're welcome. You're welcome. That it kept me out of jail.
Yeah. We were talking to a veteran, this kid who helps he helps veterans who are having a hard time paying their mortgage, so they don't get foreclosed on. His name is Ryan McDermott. and I said, I can do up to 1 push-up. So I wouldn't even have made it through boot camp. Drop and give me 20.
20.
How about like a half of one?
Half of one.
Dan, great to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Go to rootsplusllc.com for more information and get your tree fixed.
Whoosh.
He's good, isn't he? He's really good.
He is.
Chat box is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number 1 for live and local conservative talk.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
On the next,
Larry Connors, USA.
The Clintons, Comey, Garland, Mueller, all are being ordered to testify in the Epstein probe.
Larry Connors, USA.
Now, weeknights 6 until 8.
On News Talk STL.
Kathy Connor from Connor Roofing is here. Kathy, how you doing?
good. Hi, Vic.
You know, when you need a roof, I don't want to call a stranger. I want to call you.
Yeah, thanks. At Connor Roofing, we're more than just a roofing company.
How long you been doing it?
Since 1993.
And year after year, storm after storm, you guys are always there.
Because this is our home too, Vic. Our kids go to school with your kids. We cheer for the same teams. Go Blues!
So support your neighbors. Call Connor Roofing at 314-375-7475 or CONNER roofing.com.
Thanks, Vic.
Buying or selling a home can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Tyler Sharesky, a proud Berkshire Hathaway Home Services realtor serving St. Charles and St. Louis counties, centered in faith and prioritizing your family in finding a place you can truly call home. For a free consultation, call Tyler at 314-239-6730, 314-239-6730, 314-239-6730.
News Talk STL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on News Talk STL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hey, this is Jim Florentine, and you're listening to Vic and Ken on the Vic Porcelli Show on 94.1 and 101.9 News Talk STL.
Cheer up, Jim. Cheer up. Sorry, Ken, I screwed up your
That's
perfect,
all right.
perfect
That's all right.
thing there. My bad. All right. Time for the chat box, which is absolutely barraged this morning.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on Facebook, but it got knocked off or something happened a little bit. I don't know what it was.
Technical difficulties beyond our control.
Beyond our control, yes.
All right. So most watch Gutfeld before they go to bed. Did I miss some Rumble? Oh no. I think I lost some entries today.
Oh.
Sorry to respond so late. Karen is using the canary in the coal mine as a metaphor for how the events that are showing greater Jewish hatred of the United States. She says canary in a mine shaft. It's just the way she says it. Same thing, canary in a coal mine.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, back in the day, they would send a canary. This is terrible, actually. They would send a canary into a coal mine, and if it didn't come back, that means it was carbon monoxide in the mine, and the bird was dead.
Well, also what they would do is they would carry a canary in a cage, and if it would drop that in the cage, it'd be like, all right, let's get out of here. We got to get out of here.
Oh, look at that. You ever work in a coal mine?
Yeah, a couple years ago when I was unemployed.
I got it. She keeps saying the canaries are singing. Okay, so we just explained all that. Okay, we said that. I thought Karen said the media is. Oh my God, we get off the canary thing. Everybody, give her a break.
Well, I'll be.
On the cheerful note, good morning, everybody. Hi, Vic. Hi,
Good morning, St. Louis.
Cinder's a chick, I think.
Hi, Cinderfer.
Hey, how you doing?
Regardless of her inadequate euphemism, she's right. Okay. Restaurant in the alley. This is so funny. In the deli, I talked about our trip to Memphis.
Yeah.
And I said across the alley, and I was like, street, alley, whatever, is great barbecue place. Well, Scott Brothers? Oh, those are Scott Brothers?
Could be.
2 Scott Brothers?
Could, or more.
Or Scott Brothers?
Or just him.
Restaurant in the alley is Rendezvous. Best ribs anywhere. Sorry, Slick Willie. I don't know if that's got
No, because I said Blue City Diner was promoted by Bill Clinton.
Oh, God. Good thing you remember things. I agree. She is correct in her assessment. Is filet the only steak they serve? What? Where? Allison, thanks. I just love Porcelli's Deli, she says. Thank you so much. Vicky says, me too. I'm really dumb about music history. Vic and Ken are educating me. That's what we're here for, especially when it's fun education like music. Right, Ken?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ed Stoyd thinks he can order a sandwich at Porcelli's Deli every Thursday. Ed goes, I'll take a pastrami on rye. Oh, by the way, we got Capriotti's delivered to the house the other day.
Okay.
And Jessica got your favorite. What's your favorite?
My favorite.
Capastrami.
Right.
That's your favorite.
Right.
Yeah, she loves it.
The only thing is that I'm kind of, I'm going to check it out because the last time we had Capriotti's here, I had a chicken and bacon sandwich, and that was amazing.
Well, same here. I usually get the cheesesteak, but when we had it here, there was cold roast beef. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I got the cold roast beef, and Jessica got the capastrami.
Because the sandwiches are so good that I'm getting confused.
Yeah. Hint, I'd love for Vic to do a piece about Jimi Hendrix for the deli, but I don't think he's a fan of Jimi. I'm not a fan of Jimi Hendrix.
I like Jimi Hendrix because he was so unique. There were so many different things about him.
He served in the army.
Yeah.
And he also played he's left-handed.
Yep.
He played a right-handed guitar upside down.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Had it and strung it differently to make it left-handed.
And I trust me. I think Jimi Hendrix was one of the greatest. I wish he didn't kill himself at the age of 27. Maybe we'd have more music from him.
Yeah.
One of the things my friend Sal used to always say was, "What if Jimi Hendrix lived through the disco era? What would he have done?"
Oh, he did.
What would he have done, Ken?
I'm telling you, that man would have come up with something incredible. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Everybody did it. Everybody did the disco thing.
Yeah, putting the scenario together. I mean, it would have been automatic for Jimi Hendrix. He would have incorporated that heavy, raunchy guitar work into a disco song somehow.
I got to tell you, I'll admit it to you now. You can hate me for it. I love disco music. I love it.
Oh, I had I lived in it. I was in high school when it came out, and
I don't care about the man, but Hendrix made a huge impact on music. Exactly right. We'll try to get to it one day. If you appreciate your freedom, thank a veteran.
You got that right.
Muscle emoji. Dave in St. Louis. I've never seen Dave. His name is Dave in St. Louis.
How you doing?
He says, "Howdy, folks. Let Judge Janine try him. DC is out of control."
Yeah. Tell you, Judge Janine's not messing around, man. She's on the offensive.
Thank you. That's what we tell people to do.
Yes.
On the national level. Be on the offensive. But I love when, Joe Scarborough and, Rachel Maddow, all these stuffers.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
They say, Fox News host.
Right.
They forget that she had a long career as a prosecutor.
Yes, and well deserved. She gained all of that on meritocracy.
And they did the same thing to Hegseth. They're like, Fox News host.
Oh, weekend. No. Weekend Fox News host.
Weekend Fox News host.
Right.
So Judge Janine she's doing a great job.
A little bit.
I know my husband will protect me, but he's not allowed. He is not allows with me. That's why I carry. Oh, he's not always with me. Sorry. That's why I carry.
That's a great idea. Who was that?
Allison.
Okay.
Looks like I missed a good discussion. I had to duck out of Porcelli's Deli today. Only a half a sandwich to go now before the rain. Real men are amazing, and I love it when they're chivalrous. It's just a respect thing, you know.
There was only one instance in my life where I opened a door for a woman and she said, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And you could tell she was a little aggravated. And I'm like, I'm just opening doors. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not making a statement. I just feel like I was brought up that way. And my dad, if I had done that and not done that, and my father was standing there, he'd have cracked me in the back of the head. He'd have said, hey, what are you doing?
So listen,
open that door, dummy.
I swear this is true. Okay. I swear to God, this is true. When we were young, we went out with girls in the age of there wasn't even electric locks. You know, you had to pull the thing up with your fingers,
correct,
right?
Correct.
The locks.
Yes.
So our thing was, I swear to God, way before a Bronx Tale, when you open the door you always go around, open the door for her, and she gets in, you close the door. If she doesn't reach across and open up yours, dump her.
Yeah. I've heard you say that before, and I thought, you know what? That's so true.
I swear we did it way before the movie A Bronx. Matter of fact, I was like, oh my God, we do that. We used to do that.
I tried to remember going back to I think that was a while ago. I was driving a my dad's Nova.
Chevy Nova.
Chevy Nova, man. Yep. But it had a 327 in it, I think it was. And a girlfriend that I had back then. It was way back in high school.
Yeah.
She would do that. I remember her to actually, because it makes an impact on the guy.
Exactly.
You're
right.
opening the door for her, and then she's having to reach all the way over and unlock your door.
If she doesn't do it, dump her.
Right.
I
dumped her anyway, but
that one time she didn't open the door.
That one time.
Chevy Nova was not very popular in Spain and Spanish-speaking countries because Nova means no go.
Oh.
Va means go.
Oh, okay.
Vamos, vamos,
no go.
right? So no go. So I think they called it something else.
Yeah, that little car went, man.
That's true. I mean, the story I said is true. I don't know. I never drove one. I'm back. Had a meeting. Missed from 10:15 to now. Did I miss my pastrami on marble rye to Delhi? Yes, you did. Men, apparently you don't take care of your root. You'll have issues. Ed, Vic is going to mock us and say it's suspicious we were both gone at the same time. Oh, Ed and Cinderfer sitting in a tree. And have you hit the like button? Would it kill you?
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Would it kill you to hit the like button? That's what we ask. That's not all we ask. Actually, we ask a lot. If you could follow us, if you could subscribe to our stream, if you can go get our podcasts wherever podcasts are found, Spotify and all that stuff,
all of it.
You put everything like in a
put it together
podcast form, right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that because that Mueller versus Durham Annex thing we did.
Yeah.
Not only do I have and I have the audio together now, and it's on, I believe it's on Spotify or Omni or one of them. But if you go to our page, if you go to the Vic Porcelli page on NewstalkSTL.com, you can scroll down and see that it's posted. It's the podcast posted of all of that information that we said we were going to post is not only on X, not only on Spotify on its own, but it's also now with the audio.
That's great, because there's so much to learn there.
Yeah.
So much to learn. So Ed Stoit says to Cinderfer, shh. As union business manager, I plead the fifth.
Over here, dear.
Because I don't know if you know, but there's a international brotherhood of chat boxers, local 1019.
Yeah.
And Ed Stoit is the business manager, not the president. So you can run for president of that union.
Yeah.
They would have the bird in a cage. Dave says, you're right. I'm wrong. So Dave can't comment anymore. No, I'm kidding. Good morning, all you beautiful. I'm sure Ed said it in the beginning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
No. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbagian, degenerate, freedom fighting, God fearing, Vic Head weirdos. Whoosh!
Whoosh.
President Apple's gonna build here.
I know exactly the story they're talking. I know the exact story they're talking about. We got the audio.
Hit me.
It has to do with the CEO of Apple. They're going to be investing over $700 billion here in the United States. Trump just announced it, and they're going to be in 24 different locations making chips in America.
Oh, Apple's going to build them here. Got it. Okay.
Yes, and not only that, Vic, but any glass used for the screens or anything for Apple from now on, 100% around the world will be made in Kentucky here in the United States.
And we'll export them
everywhere.
Beautiful.
And
Well
Trump
done.
stood there when he announced that, and Trump just stood there, just kind of smirking, like,
Smile on his
yeah,
face.
that's right. That's right. That's
You
what
guys-
happened.
You guys think I'm stupid. I'm smarter than all of you. How come anytime there are black people beating up white people, there is no hate crime, or they don't say they were black?
And that's the big question. That's a question that happens all the time in every different city. It's not just one city. It's everywhere.
So the shooting in Kansas yesterday at the Army base,
Yeah.
all day I was like, what'd the guy look like? Why aren't they putting his picture up? Why don't they?
Right.
And
And that's the media's fault. That's what happens. It's happening still. It happens over and over. It happened with that Cincinnati situation.
Yeah.
It happened with the kid in Washington, D.C. Same thing happened.
Yep. Ed asked me, did you get to see Mantle's last at bat in person? I did not. You got to understand, we lived in New Jersey. Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx. Not an easy, the Major Deegan and all that. It's, Jerome Avenue. It's not very easy to navigate. Anyway, I did see Mickey Mantle play 1967, that doubleheader, by the way, that I talked about earlier, that my dad and my Uncle Jimmy took me and Richie to go see, and Mickey Mantle hit a home run lefty in the first game and righty in the second game.
Yeah.
That was against the Kansas City A's.
Oh, before they went over there.
Mm-hmm. That's how old I am. How come? Nope, we did that one. Question: is a Democrat Jew an oxymoron? You know what? Karen's tried to explain it,
And she doesn't understand a lot of it. I don't know.
Keep this one fact in mind, okay? Benjamin Netanyahu always welcomed into the Trump White House. Always. Barack Obama literally made him go out the back door.
He did.
Literally. I just said literally. Dave in St. Louis says, got me a name drop. Earlier, Ken said literally. Oh, my God.
I did.
Were you
And I
literal?
don't- Was I literal?
Literally?
No, I was literally. It was literally. I mean, I was literally. Literally saying it.
I had
and
to
I
listen-
never used that.
I had to listen to Nicole Wallace and Jessica Tarloff have a discussion. Oh, my God. my head would
Oh
explode.
no!
Ken
Exponentially.
Ken and I always wonder about what it's like to be, living with Jessica Tarloff at home.
Oh.
Honey, you want some dinner? What would you like for dinner? Oh, that feels good.
Stop it.
I'm arriving. She's arriving. That's all she's
Yeah.
Good morning, the Kid Patriots. Thank you, Amy. Good morning, fam bam. That's Kataline. I'd love to meet Karen in person at a live event sometime.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Believe it or not, Ken and I have never met her
No.
face to face.
No.
Would love to meet her. My God, that would be so great. Good morning.
4 years, Vic.
Oh my God, I forgot to ask her if she wanted to be part of What Are You Watching tomorrow with Kathleen Kaiser. Can you do that?
I can try and
Thanks.
see what she's doing. I don't know where she's at as far as preparation on her trip.
I think she owes us because she's not going to be here all next week.
Well, I'll check. Let me
Hey,
check. Let me
God,
check.
get on it. I hope Karen realizes how much people who listen to Vic and Ken believe and support her. I think she does. I think
That's why she loves coming on. I know that because I get emails from her and she's mentioned that before.
she emails you.
Well, I have to I have to keep in touch with her.
She doesn't email me.
She does.
What? She does not.
Yeah, Vic. Yes, she does. And then she also gives you messages on X.
Yes, I do get those. Good morning, Freedom.
Here's an
Fighters.
idea. Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet?
Right.
And we'll go out back. I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
I said blackjack. Good morning, Vic Heads. What's up with the app? It keeps cutting. Yeah, we had some technical
issue.
problems there. The phone is no longer radio. Hey, Leanne, you bite your tongue. It's all fixed now. I don't know what Rick Lyles. He's got a bad word in there. I can't say that.
Oh man.
Historically, we had Hitler Youth. Unfortunately, now we have a abomination of Obama Youth.
Yeah.
It's been a massive undertaking for parents to lead their children with truth and dignity after being in the government public-run schools. The young people right now, we need to get to the young people. We are, though. I think we're doing a great job of getting to the young people.
We're starting to, yeah.
Because a lot of younger people are sticking with Republicans.
Yeah. And like, well, I think what upsets people and parents the most is when stories come out, Vic, like the one that just came out today, where there was a school that actually helped girls get abortions and not telling the parents.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that would ever happen?
I had to sign a permission slip so Chris could go to the symphony on a field trip.
I had to sign a slip and actually go up and deliver aspirin for my daughter in junior high school.
But abortion, fine, no problem.
Don't worry about that.
Don't you worry about that. Thank you so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Okay, Joe. Got it. 3 martini lunch going to start in just a couple of minutes.
Exponentially.
I like how Jamie updates you. You should be halfway through your second martini.
Oh, yeah, well, it's an award-winning show. That's why he does that.
So Jamie's next. Ken and I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Whoosh.
Hey, Colombo here for Intervine, a great local company that has customers all across the country due to the quality of their products. Intervine has the best flashlights, lanterns, headlamps, and even batteries, including the new Monster 2000 Lumen waterproof lantern and the Sentinel 2000 self-defense flashlight. Our home and vehicles are full of great Intervine products, and right now you can shop their website and get 25% off your entire purchase just by using my name, Tony, as your promo code. That's promo code Tony at Intervine.com.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or STLWindowsandDoors.com.
Hey, it's Tim Jones. Chris and I are hitting the road. We're off to Israel next week. Believe it or not, we convinced Chris to go back.
This time, NewstalkSTL is teaming up with our friends at Newsmax for a full week in Israel. Tim and I will be checking in on all our local shows next week, in addition to doing our show direct from Israel a few times, and I'm hoping this visit includes fewer missiles and more meals.
What is really going on in Israel? We'll tell you firsthand all next week.
NewstalkSTL and Newsmax teaming up again for Mission Israel, exclusively on NewstalkSTL.
Taste the difference that fresh local makes. Anthony's Produce supports our local farmers by bringing you the finest locally grown produce in town. From the juiciest peaches and melons to the sweetest corn and ripest tomatoes, we've got it all. Plus, discover our amazing selection of locally made jams, salsas, pickles, and fresh sourdough breads. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6:30, and Sundays, 8 to 5. 701 Jungerman Road in St. Peters, or visit anthonysproduce.com.
Join Aaron